Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hustlers, makers, and content creators, welcome to the only live stream on planet Earth dedicated to mobile content creators and mobile YouTubers. My name is Dee, and today I'm answering your mobile creator and mobile YouTuber questions. I'm just going to answer questions about anything today, and if you have a question, head down to the description. I've got a link down there that's going to open up a question form for you. Drop your question in the form to make sure that I see them. Now, this is first come, first serve, so if you wait on that and I don't get to your question, you're not going to get your question answered, so head down there right now and do that. Before we get started, I want to say today's show is brought to you by TubeBuddy, the #1 browser plugin and growth app for YouTubers. I know you already have TubeBuddy, but in case you're just getting started and you don't have it yet, by the way, you can ask any questions about TubeBuddy if you want as well. I'll cover those in the chat. But if you don't have it, there's a link down to that in the description as well, and I'll just put that little thingamabob there into the chat. So how's everybody doing? It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week. So why don't we start this off by chime in, let me know where you're at, where you're watching from. Just say, hey, I'm watching from this place and that place, and let me know if are you experiencing riots? Are you still under quarantine for the COVID-19? What's going on where you're at in your part of the world? I'm still in Mexico. For the foreseeable future, and we're still under quarantine. I have no idea when we're going to get out of this. Still rising here, but the show must go on, so here we are. So why don't you guys go ahead and sound off in the chat, and I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm gonna see where you guys are from. Ultra Animatus, I'm watching from Rochester. Hey man, how's it going? 3D Plastic Fantasy, how you doing? Stacy Morgan, how you doing, sir? Chiming in from Canada. Hope you guys are well in Canada. Of course, Tisha's from you are in the belly of the beast. I was just reading the news today. They're talking about completely decommissioning the police force there in Minneapolis. What? I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. G. Michael Jr. chiming in from Utah. How's it going, man, in Utah? Man, there's so many YouTubers in Utah. Ton of YouTubers there. Lily Tree, how you doing? Chiming in from the UK. Nice to see you here. And of course, I am SEO King from Singapore. How's it going? Usually, I actually live in Thailand. I got stranded in Mexico and I can't fly back. You know what's going on there, but I love Singapore. I absolutely love going to Singapore, so I hope you're doing well there. Chiming in from Boston, Massachusetts. Awesome. Did I see Leela? Hey, Leela coming in with the... those cookies, are you trying to bait me with cookies, Leela? Is that what you're trying to do? Coming in and dropping the cookies and letting me kind of follow the cookies around? Because I'll do that. I will straight up follow a trail of cookies. M&Ms, trail of M&Ms, a trail of cookies, a trail of pizza slices. I'll follow them. I'm not going to lie. Sweeney Dunson, hashtag Niminati. Hope you were doing well. Hey, Tarma Bernard. New channel member, thank you very much. Keep an eye on the community feed. We are going to have a members live stream this week. It is going to be earlier in the day, about like it is right now. Where I'm at, it's 5 p.m. right now. Keep an eye on there. That's where I'm checking out your channels, doing deeper dives into your channels, and trying to figure out how I can help you work out whatever problems that you currently have going on with your channel. So thank you so much. Hey, Divided by Sight, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. Jay Patel, where'd you go? Jay Patel, I just saw you coming in here. Whoa, we just had a whole bunch of channel members coming in. The Nurse Flipper, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I assume you heard everything that I just mentioned before. Keep an eye on the community feed. We are gonna have a members live stream this week. I'm trying to do them every week. Like I said, I am kind of in transit right now in Mexico, so I'm not in my home. I'm stuck here. So I'm doing my best to do them every week. They're not very consistent right now, but when I do get back home finally to Thailand, we will work in something consistent, something you guys can count on. So thank you so much. Wow, look at this. They just keep coming in. Doug Houston YT, how you doing, sir? Hope you were doing well. Hold on, I'm going to have to... I gotta see who else coming in. So the Nurse Slipper, thank you. Timer Bernard, thank you. Dapper Tiger, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Everything that I just said, that applies to you too. I'll see you this week during the members only live stream. Look at that. And somebody else just came in here. I just saw another one. Hold on. I missed somebody and the chat is cruising by and I can't. There it is. App Aesthetics. Thank you so much. And by the way, thank you for dropping that super chat before the stream even went live. Uniquely Me, how you doing? Hope you were doing well. You had some homework the last time we were in here, or was that during the members stream? Was it the members stream or was it this stream? I don't know, but I know you were looking to do the food channel. You were trying to do I think you started off with thinking about doing a food channel for moms short on time, and then you talked about maybe opening that up to a larger audience. So I hope you've done some homework on that. I think I posted some videos. I actually ended up watching some videos, some of the ones that I linked and recommended to you. I actually went and watched some of those. Some of them are really good, really talented people making those videos. So thank you all channel members, much appreciated. Members live stream this week. John Pullum, how you doing, sir? Hope you are doing well. Says I got my first confetti animated thing on my YouTube dashboard for having my new video land first place out of the last 10 videos. I need to confetti more often from now on. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, if you can get that, in the top 3 when the video first goes out, if number 1, it just feels good, right? A little dopamine hit, you get the confetti that comes out, it feels good, and you know that the video's got a pretty good chance of doing well. But sometimes they don't do well, right? My last few haven't done so well. Some days are diamonds, some days are stones. Oh, man. You're building your setup tomorrow. I love it. Here's what I would love to, you know what? I would love for you to take pictures of your, hey, this applies to everyone. I'm fascinated. I'm absolutely fascinated with behind the scenes gear setups. So at any time, if anybody wants to send me tweets, like, hey, this is what I'm doing, send me tweets, send them in my DM on Twitter. I'm the most active on Twitter. On Instagram, I'll probably, it's like I hardly ever open. Facebook and Instagram, don't reach out to me there because I'm probably not going to see it in a timely manner. Send me something on Twitter. Show me pictures of your behind the scenes setups. I would love to see it. If we're not following each other, here's what's going to happen. Twitter is going to mark those as some sort of a spam DM, and they're going to filter them out. So it might take me a day or 2 to actually get to them, but I will check them out. So thank you. Looking forward to that. Paul Peck Drywall Tube in the house. Paul Peck Drywall. Hope you're doing well, man. You were on the podcast. I actually have that open in my browser. I just haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I am going to listen to it. And Paul, man, we're coming. Here's the funny thing, Paul. You, Daniel Battelle, and myself, we're all creeping up on 100,000 subscribers, and I think we're all going to hit it somewhere around the same time. So I talked to you earlier about doing that 100,000 subscriber live stream. I think it should be maybe like you, me, and Daniel once we cross that finish line to get, man, I'm so excited. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let me see here. Paul Peck, that's right. See, Paul Peck gets 3 exclamation points when he comes in. I am telling you all, only 1 member meeting, and he has me thinking, well worth the money. Thank you so much. Well, see, that's the whole thing about the member meeting. The members live streams is I want to be able to brainstorm with you, because like you see right here in the chat, there's 66 people. Sometimes this will go over 100 for a little bit. Anytime there's more than 20 people, I can't get to everybody. I do my best, but when it's a smaller, intimate group, I can really focus and listen to what it is that you need, so I can give you some feedback. And everybody else in there, too, is great. Everybody's great at giving feedback in there. Glue Guns and Roses, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. Okay, so, and of course, Dan Nimmin. This may or may not be the real Dan Nimmin. I'm not sure. And he asked, do you think Video Leap is going to be released for Android in the next 5 months? Fantastic question. Here's the deal with Video Leap on Android, because I know a lot of you are waiting for that. They were in the process of getting it all wrapped up, and then COVID-19 happened. Everybody went to work at home. So that kind of delayed a lot of things happening with them. I think once people start going back to work, I believe they're based out of Israel, if I'm not mistaken. Once they kind of get back to normal over there, I reckon it's going to come out fairly soon. But I know it's in the works. And those of you who are waiting for it, it's well worth the wait. Let me see if I missed anything out here. I'm starting a new movement, Tracy. Hashtag remember me D. Yeah, I remember. I got you. I know you got your little radio live stream thing going on, man. I remember. Yoshi Elevators. I'm just going to take a couple of random questions from the chat right now before I get to the forum, just because they're coming up right now. So I'm going to do my best to get to them. By the way, I'm using StreamYard right now. So if anybody wants to come on and be a guest for a little bit, If anybody wants to come on for 5 or 10 minutes and talk for a little bit once I get through some questions, I can bring on a couple of guests today. I would love to do that. I meant to do that last week, and I just forgot. What am I going to do? Look at this. Hold on. He's never going to see me. I saw you, and that would have been a great place to ask your question, because now the odds of me seeing you again just decreased, my friend. Okay, do you have vMix for streaming? I have vMix on this laptop. I have vMix on my computer back in the studio, but I don't use it all the time. I've done a couple of streams with it. It's by far probably the best live streaming platform out there for an advanced user. The problem is I would be using it on my laptop right now if I had like a Stream Deck or Streaming Keys or something like that, to where I could, do all the switching and everything. But right now I'm using StreamYard. Let me see here. We're going to take this one. MVP Beast, who says, my question is, when starting a gaming channel, must I be specific in the types of games I can start with, or different cat? Here it is. It's your channel. Do whatever you want. There are no actual rules to what you do on your channel. However, if you're trying to grow your channel faster, you want to build your community faster, you want to get more views, you want to speed up the growth, you want to get the ball rolling faster, focus in on something. Focus in on one game, and focus in on whatever it is you're doing with your game. So if you're trying to help people beat the game, then do videos about that. If you're an excellent gamer and you're just destroying people and you're winning at the game, then do that. Be entertaining, but just focus on one thing if you want to grow faster. Now, if you don't care about growth and you're just doing this for fun, there are no rules here. Do whatever you want. Hey D, what did you do when you started YouTube? My first YouTube channel was a test channel I did. I made an ASMR channel for a few months before I made this channel, because I wanted to learn how YouTube worked. I posted a link to that last week. It's kind of my hidden channel. So I did that for a couple months because I wanted to learn how things worked and how to get around inside and make playlists and change my channel banner and thumbnails and read the data and all that stuff. Once I had an understanding, then I started this channel. Aesthetics chiming in from Canada. Why are there so YouTubers? They're either based in Utah or they're based in Canada. But I gotta say, Canada has some of just the most amazing. You guys got all the YouTubers, all of them. Canada in the house. That's right. Let me see here. Mandy, I sat down to make a 5-minute countdown timer with Video Leap, and I was so lost I had to call AAA. Really? Okay, yeah. Maybe I should add that to my list. How to do a countdown timer. That's a good idea. I'll see if I can. I know how to do it. I have to see if I can figure out how I can explain it in a way that makes sense. Raphael Gaming, how you doing, man? You did a name change. I do. I'm gonna grab a couple more of these from the chat before I jump into the forum here. Hold on here. Let's see. Leela's so good, and I know those of you who are mobile creators, you probably don't use Premiere for editing. So on Leela's channel, she teaches you how to edit in Adobe Premiere. But she's so good and she's so entertaining. I don't use Premiere. I don't touch it. I have no desire to learn Premiere, but I still watch her videos. That's how you know you're good. When you get people to watch your videos that aren't even interested in the app or the software that you're using, but they still watch it because they like you as a creator, that's how you know you're going to go somewhere. What do we got here? We need a live stream with a competition countdown. What do you mean, Tish? A live stream with a competition countdown? What do you mean? Explain, please. Okay, here we go. Hey, D, watched your video on TubeBuddy. Just wish I would find out why they have the ability to delete your videos and what types of videos they do delete. Okay, great question, because this comes up all the time with TubeBuddy. Now, first of all, if you do use TubeBuddy, I recommend going over to YouTube, typing in TubeBuddy, look for their YouTube channel, and subscribe to their channel. They also have a form, TubeBuddy.com, they have a form where you can go in there and you can ask questions. Now, Andrew Can, who built the TubeBuddy channel, he just made a video was it a few days ago or last week? I've lost all track of time, explaining this exact question, why they need so many permissions. So here it is in a nutshell. Number one, because they need to put, okay, you want to be able to edit your content, right? You want to be able to change your descriptions, add tags. You want to be able to do all of that stuff. In order to do that, you need to be able to edit the videos, right? Now, Google says, okay, if someone is going to ask for to connect your YouTube channel, Google is the one who puts the warning up. That's not TubeBuddy. Google makes them put that warning up there. Now, they says, you know, they can delete your videos. Technically, yes, but they're not going to do that. They're YouTube certified. They work with some of the biggest names in the world, major TV channels, some of the biggest content creators. They don't actually, like, there's no mastermind behind the curtains manually looking at channels going, I'm going to delete the channels, I'm going to delete the videos. That's not how it works. All it is they're connecting to the YouTube API, right? They're connecting to YouTube, and Google makes them put that information there. Now, or that warning, because Google wants you to think twice about allowing you to connect somebody to your YouTube channel. That's a smart thing. Unfortunately, the wording is a little bit scary, but they're not deleting anything. But in order for you to edit stuff, you need to give them permission to be able to edit stuff. So I use it. All the big channels use it. Major television networks use it. Large brands use it through YouTube Certified. YouTube trusts them to give them that data in the first place. So you're good with that. I would bet anything that you're not going to have any problems on that. Crazy how fast Dee and Daniel have closed in on 100. Yeah, Daniel's probably going to cross me. He's probably going to pass me on the finish line. He's getting more. Daniel and I talk all the time, and he's getting more subscribers daily right now than I am. I haven't uploaded a video in, I don't know, 10 days, 2 weeks. It's been a little bit of time. So because of that, my daily growth has slowed down a little bit. But that's fine, because I feel, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, and I know kind of some people are on the fence about this. I don't feel right now uploading videos in the middle of everything that's going on. One, half the world's locked down and quarantine, and two, and I get over that. When that first happened, I was a little gun shy to upload there as well. But now with all the protests happening, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait a little bit. It just feels wrong right now. I don't want to upload anything that might take away from something where people need to be focusing elsewhere. So I'm okay with doing the live streams, but I might wait another week, maybe even another 2 weeks before I upload a video. Personal choice, you do whatever you want to do. I know some people have an issue with that, some people don't. Wow, the chat is cruising here. Thank you, Doug. I love StreamYard, how easy it is to use. Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. Link down to, if you're thinking about using StreamYard, and you can use it on an Android phone. So on an iPhone, you can only come in as a guest. On Android, if you put I use Chrome, and if you put Chrome in desktop mode, you can run StreamYard entirely with your Android phone, and you can bring in guests and up yourself plus 5 more people. You can do it. You can bring them into your stream, and you can do it all from your phone. I'll link to StreamYard down below. I have a video on that as well. Let me see here. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Excited for the member live streams. Yeah, here within the next couple days. All right, I'm going to go through the chat here, see what else I missed. Oh, love audio, Paul Weber. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Says, I watched you and Nick on Saturday. Very cool. I appreciate you hanging out with us. My question is, I just found that I have a personal channel and not a brand. So in the process of moving it, any issues to watch for it? Yes, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Okay. Let me tell you my personal story. And first of all, let me tell you the difference here. If you have a brand account, all you're really doing is you're allowing you to have someone come in to manage your channel. So let's say you're going to hire Nick, or you're going to hire Roberto Blake or Daryl Eves or Sean Cannell or somebody to come in and audit your channel on the back end. They're going to be able to dig into all of your statistics. They're going to be able to manage your channel for you. Maybe you want to bring on a channel manager, right? Maybe you're going to hire somebody to do all that stuff. Then you need a brand account, right? Like if I wanted to give you full access to my channel, I need a brand account in order to do that, to give you all the levels you can do whatever you want with, okay? That's what you're gonna get with a brand account. Now, let me tell you what happened with my channel. When I started, I had a personal account, but I wanted to give my brother access, right? Because he's a data nerd and he's always looking at different data. He's like, hey, I want to see what happens to your channel starting at 0 with a mobile base. I'm like, okay. So we created a brand account. Now, as you create the brand account, you're going to get a warning from them that says you might lose your custom URL. You might lose all this stuff with your channel. I'm like, oh yeah, well, that's not going to happen. So I created the brand account, and guess what happened? I lost. So it's youtube.com/dniman. I lost it. It was gone. I was gone. It was completely gone, and I could not get it back because it says that it was taken. The only way I got it, I went through this for weeks. It took me several weeks, and the only reason I got it back, and I was reaching out to multiple people on YouTube. I was in their support forums. I was reaching out to so many people, and they all said, nope, it's gone. You can't get it back. We warned you. You can't get it back. The only way I got it back was because basically as your channel grows, at certain levels, you kind of unlock different levels of support. You get like a chat support, right? Different levels. So because of the size of my brother's channel, he had access to a certain level of support. So he hit them up and was like, hey, I'm a manager for this channel. We switched over to brand account, lost a custom URL. They were able to handle it only because he contacted them at his level of support. They wouldn't change it for me. So if there's a good chance you are going to lose your custom URL if you have it. Flip a coin. So unless you want a channel manager, I don't recommend switching over to a brand. That's my story. Now, if you're just starting your channel and you don't have any content yet, you don't have any of that stuff, yeah, start as a brand channel. But if you already have an established channel, I wouldn't take the risk because I lost my custom URL. Hope that was helpful. Oh, where's it at here? Luckily, I'm not at that level to get a custom URL yet. Next goal. Okay, in that case, go ahead and switch. You've got nothing to lose. Then once you change over to a brand account, then you're still going to be able to get your custom URL once you get 100 subscribers. And by the way, anyone in here who's hit 100 subscribers and you don't have your custom URL yet, and by that I mean youtube.com/ whatever your name is, you can do that at 100 subscribers. Wow is right. Yeah, I almost lost it. I almost lost /dniman. I was livid. I think it took, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. It was terrible, just terrible. Hey, my son's mother, how you doing? I just started a new account as a brand account. Thanks for the information. I don't have anything on it yet. Yeah, like if you're just getting started, doesn't matter. But if you have an established channel, I wouldn't touch it. Unless you already have a connection with someone at YouTube and you've already made that you've already reached out to them and say, hey, do you have my back if I lose my URL? Can you get it back? And if they're like, yep, let me know. Yeah, then go ahead. But if you don't have that, you're just some random person with nobody on the other end of the keyboard or nobody on the other end of the phone or the chat, I wouldn't do it. Okay, so I'm gonna start cranking through some of the questions here in the form. And those of you who are just joining us, I'm answering questions today. I'm gonna do as many of them as I can until my voice starts to go out or I get too tired. And there's a link down below. And I'm actually gonna I can fit in a couple of more questions because questions have just exploded. You guys have been pouring the questions in there and I didn't even realize it. So a couple more questions, I'm gonna have to shut that down and I'm gonna start answering questions. Now, if you're wondering, how do I grow my channel? How do I get here? Let's show of hands. Show of hands right now. Let me remove this. Show of hands right now. Who's here because you're looking for information on how to get subscribers, how to grow your channel, how to get more views, how to increase your watch time, how to get people to subscribe, how to get people to leave comments. If that's why you're here, you're seeking that information right now, type in yes in the chat right now because I've got some information for you. Type in yes if that's you. Or thumbs up, whatever. Give me a thumbs up, type in yes, give me a bunch of emojis, whatever. Just let me know that that's why you're here. Because here's what I want to explain to you. This subscribers, how do I grow my channel? How do I get more views, right? It's going to be asked a lot in the forum. And I'm going to skip through a bunch of them because the way that I answer it for one channel It applies to your channel. I don't care if you're a gardening channel, you're a cooking channel, you're doing mobile tutorials, you're doing your Dan Nimmin. I don't care what your channel is. Best practices apply to every single channel. So if I'm answering a question about, hey, how do I get subscribers? And I'm explaining to them how to do that, don't think that that doesn't apply to you because you make a different type of content. It all applies to you. So as I'm answering those questions, it applies to you. And once I answer it once or twice, I'll skip over those questions in the form because I've already answered them. So just pay attention when I get to those things because it applies. The information that I share, it applies to all channels. Basic practices apply to everybody. I don't care what type of content that you make. Doug, I need more videos. Yes. Wanted Gaming says, I want to be a full-time creator. Make it happen. Make it happen. Tish is here to learn all the things. I love it. Okay. So I'm going to start pouring through these. First question comes from Just Ants. Brand new channel. Question is, I want to take videos of my ants during feeding time. However, ants are really small. Yeah, they are. And I'm assuming that I need a good camera. My phone has a really bad camera. Is there anything I can do about it? Look, if your phone's a potato, your phone is a potato. What I recommend you doing is just trying to save up and get a camera or a phone that you can afford and learn how to use the manual features of the camera. You're going to have to learn how to zoom in and learn how to manually focus to be able to focus in on those teeny weeny little ants. So you can make it happen, but if you got a potato phone, you got a potato phone. Save up and get something. Next question comes from Crumble. Crumble says, I do animations and I need some hints on what I should do. My views have decreased. If your views have decreased, it could be a couple of reasons. It could be because you're choosing the wrong topics. People are coming to your channel because they like the topics you're making content about. And if your views are decreasing, you're just choosing the wrong topics. Or your thumbnails aren't that good. Or maybe your thumbnails are good, your topics are good, but the videos aren't good. Maybe your hook at the beginning just isn't that good. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back and look at all the videos over the past 90 days that are doing well on your channel, right? Sort by 90 days and look at the videos that are doing well and then make more videos like that. That's what I want you to do if your views are decreasing. Next question comes from Angelo Jean, who says, whoa, it's a long one. You want to know about stats for, hold on here, here's some info. So you want to know what sort of specs to use for live streaming. I can't get into that here because that's a long conversation. Go follow a channel called Live Streaming Pros. Go into their chat when you see them live. They stream almost every day and talk to David. David can tell you the specs that you need for a streaming computer. Let's see here. I'm going to crank through a couple of these. 1 second here. Mad Nix says, when tagging a video, which of the following would be better? This is just an example. Mobile editing or mobile and editing? Should a phrase be grouped or separated? I do both. And here's the thing about tags. A lot of people are confused about tags. They think tags are going to move the needle and magically make a difference in their channel or in their video. That's not the case. YouTube specifically has said that tags are the least important of all the things that you can do. They're the least important. What you should use your tags for is to add a clarification to what your video is about. Okay? So if you're doing could you use this example, mobile editing, you've got mobile editing and mobile editing as two. So I'd put them both in there. And I might put mobile editing for iPhones, mobile editing for Androids, Android mobile editing, editing on an Android. Like I would put all these variations around mobile editing to help tell YouTube what that video is about. And if there's anything that's commonly misspelled, add that to the tag as well and add your channel name. If you go look at any of the tags on my videos, I end every single tag list with my name twice. Once as D Nimmin, no space, and once as D Nimmin with a space. I'm just giving YouTube more clarity so they can connect my videos even better. Next question. I'm going to have to kill that. Next question comes from Island Boys Explorers. What setup for YouTube is more cost-friendly? Cameras, editing software, computers. What setup for YouTube is cost friendly with cameras, editing? Well, naturally, the most cost effective thing is going to be the phone, your phone. So if you have a phone and you have any computer, if you have any computer, it's a laptop, a PC, a Mac, it doesn't matter. You can, right now, I'm live streaming with my phone. You're looking at footage right now coming from an iPhone 11 Pro. I'm using an app called iVcam. iVcam app goes on my phone. iVcam software goes in the computer. I plug it in via USB, and I have this webcam. Scrap and Pallet Man, how you doing, sir? Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. So in terms of cost effectiveness, I would use your phone. In terms of a PC, get whatever you can afford, right? Let me back up. Wherever your budget is, say, okay, I can afford however this much for a computer, save up a little bit more and get something just a little bit better. Even if that means you got to wait just a little bit longer, save up, get something just a little bit better. Try to future-proof your investment. As far as the webcam, use your phone. It works just fine. Next question coming from Gray Hood Boy. Boy is spelled B-O-I. How can I make good fonts for thumbnails? You make good fonts for thumbnails by choosing bold, easy to read fonts in whatever app that you're using. If you're using Snapseed or PixArt or Pixelab, they all have a bunch of fonts. Choose a font that's bold, that's nice and thick and easy to read. And by easy to read, I don't mean just when you're looking at it up close. I mean, put it on your phone. Put your thumbnail on your phone when it's down small and look at it from a little bit of a distance, and can you still read it? If the answer is yes, then you have a good font. All the apps come with great fonts, and some of them even allow you to add your own fonts. Yashanel asked the question, can you send me $10? Can you know what? I get, A for effort. Can you send me $10 on PayPal so I can use it to buy a beater device because my iPhone lags too much when I'm trying to stream? The funny thing is you didn't include your PayPal email, because if you would have included your PayPal email right now live, I would have sent you $10 just for trying. And that's not going to work for somebody else who asked, but this early bird gets the worm on that one, but they didn't put their email. So sorry about your luck. Next question from Vazio, who says, should my thumbnail stay consistent with the theme of my channel, or am I allowed to mix it up? Okay, that's actually a great question. You're allowed to do whatever. Now, there is something to be said, best practice-wise, about coming up with a thumbnail design that is somewhat unique to your channel. That could be a little logo somewhere, that could be a color scheme, that could be a font choice. It could mean that you put yourself in all the pictures. If you go look at my thumbnails, you're gonna see that 95% of them are similar. Now, there are some that look different. And they look different because I did some A/B testing with them using TubeBuddy. You can A/B test your thumbnails, and those thumbnails outperformed the ones that look like the rest of the channel, so I changed them up a little bit. Now, hey, Scully's House of Thrillers, how you doing, my man? Now, another thing you can do is break thumbnails down by playlists. So if you, let's say you wanted to make a video about, engine repair for a car. All the thumbnails that have engine repair have a certain look to them. All the thumbnails that talk about another part of a car repair has a different look to them. And you can still have a font choice or a color or a little sliver of something on there that identifies it as yours, but you can change colors, you can do whatever you want to do. Now, something else you can think of or something else you need to be aware about is there's no rule here. In terms of branding, it looks great to have a similar element or a similar vibe to all of your thumbnails. But at the end of the day, your thumbnail, everybody's thumbnail has one job: get clicked. So if that means you have to do something different in order to get the click, then do something different. That's fine. Remember that you have to win the click. I've done that before. Sometimes I've made a video or I've made a thumbnail. I tried to make it look like my others, and it just didn't do well. Didn't get clicked. So I changed it around and changed it. It didn't do well, and then I did something completely different, and then that did well. So I left it alone. Insane McLean, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Keep an eye on your community feed. I will be announcing soon we're going to have a members-only live stream this week. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Lots of great help in the chat today. Good. Oh, I see Christina Smallhorn's in the house. Christina, congratulations on smashing 30,000 subscribers. So proud of you. I love seeing you grow. Love it. I'm going to hop into the chat here just to see if I've missed anything while I was looking into the forum. Scully's House Thrillers. Let's see here. What's up, my fellow creators? Gaming Boy. Hope you're doing well. There she is. Yo, 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 yo. Sassy Gaming YT says, what apps do I use for a microphone? What apps do you use for a microphone? Do you mean to do a voiceover specifically? If you're just trying to get better audio with the video that you're recording, you just need to plug the microphone into your phone. You need to make sure you have the right cable, right? Like if you're using an iPhone, you're going to need a little dongle like this in order to connect the microphone to it. But once you have the right adapters, you just plug it right into your phone and it should work. If it doesn't work with the native camera that comes in your phone, download an app. If you're on an iPhone, check out Moment Pro Camera or check out Filmic Pro. You can go into those apps and actually choose your audio source. On the Android side, check out Open Camera. I think that's probably my favorite Android camera. Oh, and Filmic Pro. Actually, Filmic Pro is on Android now too. The word dongle sounds, doesn't it? They could have come up with a better word for it. Can we rename this? What do you got? What should we name this? Because dongle, it sounds dirty. What can we name this? Look, I'm open. I know people at Apple. Maybe we can get this. We're not going to really get this name changed. But what would you name this instead of a dongle? I mean, adapter works great, right? Like Apple could have called it like the I adapter or the ID, the dingle, Paul, the thingamajig. Yeah, I don't know. We can get a better name. The adapter, right? The Apple, and they charge you like way too much money for this thing, but they could have named it better than the dongle. Can I have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch? You can. Thanks for asking. You can. Hey Dow, how you doing? Nice to see you in here. The doohickey. I'm all about the doohickey. There you go. Oops, wrong one. The dangly doodad. Or apathetics, just dongle sounds dirty. When I say dongle, I want to giggle. I feel like I'm saying something wrong when I say dongle. All right, I'm gonna go back to the questions here. You guys are terrible. Okay, Matt Gebri, sorry if I mispronounced your name there, says, you mentioned last week using IV cam to stream with a phone and a laptop. That's what I'm using today. I recently been using StreamYard on my MacBook, which I love. Any recommendation or any recommended apps similar to IV Cam for iPhone plus Mac users? Okay, so Doug Hewson is in the chat right now. Where's he at? This guy right here. This fella. He has a Mac. I know he streams with both StreamYard and with Ecamm Live. So I'm streaming with an iPhone right here. So IV Cam is in my iPhone. And I don't have a Mac to test it to see if it comes with a Mac or not, or for Apple, MacBook, whatever you call them. Doug can probably find out, but I would bet if they have the app for an iPhone, they probably have the software as well. The trick is you have to have the app in your phone or your iPad, and you have to put the software in your device. So yeah, he says, what's the phone model? It might be a setting in the OS somewhere. Okay. Shelly Saves the Day. How you doing, Shelly? Nice to see you in here. Hope you are doing well. Apathetic says, did you say you're using your Android to stream right now? No, my Android is over here collecting dust. I'm using an iPhone 11 Pro, and it's connected via USB to my laptop, and I'm using an app called IV. I'll type it into the chat right here. IV Cam. So I have the app in my phone, and I have the software, IV Cam software, in my computer. And I plug it in USB. And the cool thing I like about IV Cam is it allows you to stream, I think does it go up to 4K? I think it even might go up to 4K if I'm not mistaken. You can even go up to 60 frames per second. Of course, StreamYard limits to 720p, but you can stream really high quality with IV Cam if you're using something like OBS or Ecamm Live or vMix, Slob, something like that. Hold on here. Next question. How do I get that thing off of there? Hey, man, what's going on? Nice to see you in here. Next question is from Doc and Valkyrie. Doc and Valkyrie is always in here asking the questions. How to turn viewers into subscribers? That's a great question. How to turn viewers into subscribers. Now, remember earlier on in the chat, I said if you're here and you're trying to figure out how to get more subscribers, how to get more viewers, this is a question that usually comes up 3 or 4 times, 5 times during a live stream, how to turn your viewers into subscribers. Now, the easiest way is to make content that they want to, content that's so good, content that solved their problems, content that entertained them, content that pulled an emotion out of them or educated them, right? Make content where people say, I love this video, I want more of this person's video. Now, a lot of people don't necessarily subscribe the first time they watch your video. It might be 1 or 2 or 3 videos before they actually decide to subscribe to your channel. Some people just click right away. I'm one of those people. Like if I like somebody, one video, like I'm in. I'll usually I'll click into their channel first because I want to make sure that they don't have a variety channel. So if I'm learning how to, let's say I'm trying to learn how to, I'm going to try to pick say I find a video that's about motivational video, and it's just on fire. I'm like, I love this. This is a killer video. I click on the video, love it, I want to subscribe. I go look at their videos first to make sure the entire channel is motivation videos, because it could be a one-off. If it's a one-off, I'm not going to subscribe. But if it's all the videos are motivation, I'm going to subscribe. So turning them into subscribers. Make great videos. That's the easiest way. Another thing you can do is simply ask them, right? Don't be ashamed or afraid or too shy to ask someone to subscribe to your channel. But the trick is, don't just say, subscribe to my channel. That's not very good sales, okay? What you want to do is tell them the value they are going to get when they subscribe to your channel. Let's say I make a video about mobile live streaming. Say I make a video showing you how to set up IV Cam, right? Mobile live streaming. That's what the video title is. So instead of just saying, hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, I'm not going to say that. What I might say is, if you want to learn even more tips and tricks about mobile live streaming, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, followed by the notification bell, so you don't miss out on future videos that can help you become a better mobile live streamer, right? I just put the value up front, and I told them, if you want to learn more about mobile live streaming, hit the subscribe button, because they're there watching a mobile live streaming video. You see what I did there? I put the value, I connected the value to subscribe. And believe it or not, when you do those sorts of call to action and you do them correctly, that can definitely take someone from a viewer to a subscriber. Now, another thing is, put that earlier on, right? The first time you ask that, if you are going to ask that, put it a little bit earlier in the video, because as your video plays, people are naturally going to leave your video. If you wait to ask for somebody to subscribe till the end of your video, fewer people are going to see it. Front load it. Put it at the beginning and put it at the end. And you can also put graphics. You have a little graphic that comes out. I do that sometimes in my videos. A little graphic will come out, little hand will come on and click. I don't put the value there. I just put it on there just to kind of remind them to do it. So, those are ways to get people to subscribe to your channel. But it starts with, and the best way is just making great content. Make great content. If people like what you're doing, they like you as an entertainer, you solved their problem, you made them laugh, you pulled out an emotion, you taught them something, you were a method of escape for 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, there's a good chance that they're gonna subscribe to you. Next question comes from Fully Involved Media Group LLC. Andrew, I hope you were doing well, sir. Can you explain CTR percentages? We have a click-through rate ranging from 4.5 to 7%. Yes, I can. And I'm going to explain 2 different things about CTR, which is impressions click-through rate. What that means is, in case anybody's new and they're trying to figure out what click-through rate means, or CTR, you've probably heard a lot of people talking about CTR. CTR means click-through rate. Okay, and the way YouTube measures this, they call it impressions click-through rate. Now, impressions is how many people literally see your thumbnail. So if they show your thumbnail right there inside, they open up YouTube and there's your thumbnail. If they show that to 1,000 people and 7% of those people clicked on that video, clicked on that thumbnail. Okay, your impressions is going to be 1,000, but the click-through rate, your CTR, is going to be 7%. Okay, they showed it to 1,000 people, and 7% of that 1,000 people clicked on the video. So that's going to be your click-through rate. Now, YouTube says that the average click-through rate is between 2% and 10%. Okay, but what they don't say is that impressions matter. If you have 50 impressions, and a lot of new channels kind of get this backwards. I see people post on Facebook and even in Reddit. They're like, whoa, man, I got a new channel. Look at my click-through rate. It's 18%. And you look at the view, you look at the video, and they have like 20 views on it. Okay, if you've got 20 views, 50 views, 100 views, 200 views, that's a really, really low impression amount. So there's a good chance you're gonna have a really high click-through rate on that. If you have a low view count and a really low click-through rate, then you definitely need to come up with a different thumbnail strategy. So another thing that happens, as your videos start to get more views, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views even, there's a good chance that your click-through rate is going to go down and down and down and down and down, even though it's a high-performing thumbnail. Because what happens is, the more people watch your videos, the more signals go to YouTube that says people want to watch this video, so they keep showing it to more and more people. They keep looking for different groups of people to show your video to. The more they do that, naturally, they're going to find people who are not interested in your type of content, which means they're not clicking on the thumbnail, which means it's going to start to hurt your click-through rate. Does that make sense? So you can have a really popular video, hundreds of thousands of views on it, but a low click-through rate. I believe Mr. Beast, Jimmy, was showing his click-through rate at VidSummit. Some of his videos had millions of views on them, millions and millions and millions of views, and he had like a click-through rate of 4%, which is great because he's got several million views on a video. So just something to keep in mind. 2%, 10%, right? That's the average, but you also want to make sure you're getting a lot, excuse me, I'm hitting puberty. Let me have to take a drink. You also want to make sure that you're getting a lot of impressions. If you're just starting out and you're not getting a lot of views, I don't recommend you dig too hard into your analytics just yet. Wait till you start getting a couple of 100 views per video. Like, okay, I've got a video out, I'm getting a couple of 100 views. Or I'm getting 1,000 views, 500 views, 800 views. When you're getting around there, I think that's a really good time to start digging into your data. But if you're getting 20 views, 10 views, 30 views, 50 views, 100 views, you can look at the data, but that's not a ton of data. You're getting data in a really tiny bubble at that point. Yeah, hydrate, apathetic. There you go, hydrate. Yeah, and those of you who know my brother, right? Epic live streamer, the guy doesn't breathe. It's rare that he actually has to hydrate. He just takes a breath. He can go for like 15 minutes. It's unbelievable. Oops, I saw Freedom Stacker in here somewhere. Regina, I hope you're doing well. Freedom Stacker, man, I saw you just post something and it's gone. So I'm not, Freedom Stacker, I'm not pulling up anybody's channels on this stream, but we're going to have a members live stream here in the next couple days. Happy to look at your channel then. So keep an eye on the community feed. I'll be announcing it there. And you know how that works. I will definitely pull up your channel during that. Hey, T-Rick Tutorials, how you doing? I'm finally getting enough views to start looking at the data. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, the thing with looking at the data too early, I think, if you're getting 20 views, 50 views, I mean, it's just not a lot of data. I just wait, just keep uploading videos, keep uploading videos, keep uploading videos, keep uploading videos. When you get a good content library, when you 20, 30, 40, 50 videos up there and you're starting to get traction, that's when you really want to dig into the data. Unless you start putting videos up and you're just like, hey, wow, I'm getting like 500 views, 800 views, that sort of thing. Yeah, definitely start looking at it then. 20 views, 50 views, I might hold off just a little bit on that one. All right, next question. And by the way, Andrew, I hope that answers your question. You're getting between 4.5 to 7%. I would say that's average. But look, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. And I forgot to mention this. The type of content that you make matters. The topic matters. Your traffic sources matter. So if you go into the YouTube studio, right, for mobile users, you're going to have to go in the desktop mode on Chrome and then go into it that way. If you have a desktop, you can go into, hey, Dapper Tiger, man, awesome. Cracked 400 views on a video today. Congratulations. go into YouTube Studio and you can look at your traffic sources, right? So you might find, and this is a great thing for trying to figure out how to get motivation, trying to get the momentum growing for your channel, is if you go and look at all your videos, you can group them together, and you can see that you're going to have a different average view duration, right? Based on traffic sources. So you might find that search traffic has a much higher CTR. You might find that search traffic has a much longer average view duration than if it's suggested or if it's recommended, right? So go in and look at those traffic sources and see which ones are giving you the best click-through rates and have the best average view duration, and make more videos like that. Because what that's going to do is that's going to help move things along even faster. Freedom Stacker, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Thank you. I just found your channel. It's awesome. I wanted to ask you, what would you recommend for art-related channels today? So look, all the advice that every single question that I'm answering, my answer is going to be best practice based, because I can't give someone exact detailed answers without looking at their individual data. So I give answers based on best practices and just general practices, right? It applies to every type of channel. So your art-related channel, the same thing. However, for art, I will add one thing on here. This is best practice too. Your thumbnail is everything, right? Your thumbnail is absolutely everything. You have one job. Thumbnail has one job, get clicked. So you as an artist, go look at all the other artists out there that's getting massive amounts of views, study their thumbnails, and say, okay, how can I make a thumbnail that looks as good as those, and start making it. But the same thing applies to everybody. Like, Freedom Stacker, Regina Show, everything. Like, the thumbnail is everything. It's absolutely everything. If you don't get clicked, if your thumbnail doesn't get clicked, you don't get the view. Your thumbnail, right? You got your topic, you got your thumbnail. Like, that's just super, super important. I think Christina, there you go, Christina. Thank you so much, because super chats are appreciated. They are. Thank you so much. Super chats buy coffee, and I drink a lot of coffee. This is not coffee, by the way. This is water. It's too late in the day for coffee. So I woke up at what time did I get up today? I was up at 4:30 a.m., which is, I don't even know what I'm doing. Who am I? And what did they do with D? What have they? I'm not even sure of myself. I woke up at 4:30 today. I don't even know what's going on. Don't even know what's going on. All right. Oops, hold on here. Let me go back up here. Thank you, Christina. Much appreciated. Freedom Stacker, much appreciated. Next question comes from Ultra Animates, who says, I stopped doing vlogs a while ago, and I explained to everyone why I stopped. And it's because I never liked showing my face or doing vlogs in general. And people started insulting me, wow, and threatening me, wow, and losing a lot of subscribers, and I don't know what to do because my passion has always been animating, but I thought vlogs would do better on my channel because everyone else did it. Okay, here's the thing. And show of hands here, because I know there's always people here in the live streams. That's right, Regina, 4 a.m. Sometimes I don't recognize myself anymore. If you are trying to get started on YouTube and you are worried about, you don't want to show your face, you're worried about what people are going to think about you, just give me a thumbs up, right? Give me a thumbs up, type in yes, say me. Just like if you're worried about what people are going to think about you, you're worried about showing your face, maybe you don't like the sound of your voice, right? That's you. Identify yourself. Here's the thing. Just answer my question without me knowing it. I just realized after rethinking my question. Okay. Dal, yes, I know. We've talked about that. Here's the thing. First of all, don't follow what other people are doing because you think that that's going to be a fast track to YouTube, right? Like, you're talking about being a vlogger. What you told me in this question here, you kept saying that you want to, you can say, my passion has always been animating. Make animation videos, right? If you're doing vlogging because you think that that's the thing to do, it's not. It's not. You're following that trend because you think that that's the way to grow. When you're sitting right here, you literally said, my passion has always been animating. Okay, do animation. Starting tomorrow, starting today, all in on animation. 100% all in on animation. You got to learn how to make your thumbnails. You got to learn how to, it's not just about only animating. You got to learn how to edit the video so it's interesting to somebody watching the video, right? And I wouldn't necessarily, I don't know, some videos have huge views. Somebody will do like, they'll be on an iPad and they'll like watch them draw Spider-Man or Venom. Like it's all sped up to music and it's like 3 minutes long and it's like 3 million views, right? That's entertaining to watch. So just think of clever ways to edit your videos to where people are entertained and people want to continue watching your videos. But starting today, all in on animation. You just said it, it's my passion. Now, you said people are mean to you, people are insulting you. You didn't like showing your face. Okay, here's the thing. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to do it. I mean, if you're a vlogger, yeah, you're probably gonna have to show your face. But you don't have to make content to show your face. My last several videos, and I did this on purpose, I haven't shown my face. If you've watched some of my last handful of videos, they're app tutorials, I have not shown my face. Now, I don't care about showing my face. I just wanted to prove to people because I keep getting this question. People say, hey, I don't want to show my face. It's easy for you to grow, you show your face. Now, I will say this, it's easier to build a community. It's easier to make that human connection with people because you can look at them, they can see your face, they know who you are, right? I can speak directly to you right now. So that makes it a little bit easier in terms of building community and people getting to know you. But in terms of growing your channel, no. You can make animation videos top down, right? You're doing it on an iPad or a tablet, top down shots where you can do screen recordings and just put your voice over it, or no voice at all. Just like I said, if you go up, how to draw Venom. You know what? We're gonna find it because I've seen this video. How to draw Venom. Hold on. How to draw Venom. We're gonna see where it's at here because I know, and we've talked about this with Beanie Draws. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. 1 second here. I'm just going to quickly share my screen. 1 second. Learn how to draw Venom, right? It's this video right here. Oopsie, that one. Drawing Venom right here in the top, right? It's 3 years ago, 3.2 million views. The video is 3 minutes and 40 seconds long. Look at that thumbnail. Look at how amazing that thumbnail is. Simple title, Drawing Venom. Boom. Their description's even jacked. First thing in the description, they're linking out to Instagram, right? Best practices says you want a keyword-rich description, not keyword stuffing. You want to write it out in a conversational way. But this goes to show you a great video trumps everything, right? When you've got a banger of a video, right? Title, Drawing Venom, super easy. Thumbnail, on fire. Probably a really high click-through rate. Banging video. That trumps everything. That trumps your description, that trumps your tags, that trumps all of that. It's the content. It always comes down to the content. Content always has been and always will be king. But look at that. Banging thumbnail, 3.5 minutes, and it's just a top-down, I think it's a top-down shot. I think they're showing their pins here. Actually, I am gonna watch it just for a second. And it's not going to play for some reason. Anybody else been having problems with YouTube playing? Right, so it's sped up. Everything's sped up, and it's just shot like that, right? Really easy, really, right? 3 million views. So think about that for those of you who are artists, those of you who are animators, those of you who are doing do-it-yourself type content. Like, study the thumbnail, study the style of some of these huge videos. Study it and see what they're doing because it works. It works. Let's see here. Show us your screen. I just did. I just showed you your screen. All right, go through the chat here. Wow, right, 3.4 million or 3.2 million views, right. Drawing Venom, drawing a cartoon character. But the thumbnail on fire. Thumbnail's on point. And he obviously, it was sped up, right? Everything was fast forward. He drew Venom in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I have to live with my ugly face. Y'all can deal with seeing it every once in a while. Look, everybody thinks they're ugly. Unless you're a narcissist, most people think they're ugly, but they're not. Most people are actually, everybody's unique. Everybody's unique. You might think you're ugly, but you're probably not ugly. And even if you are ugly, who cares? That makes you even more unique. There's some monster channels out there with some very unique looking people. And that's awesome because that's the whole thing about YouTube. It's the individual, right? If everybody looked the same, I mean, you know, if every single person, so, you know, I'm just going to, if everybody looked exactly like Peter McKinnon and could make the content exactly like Peter McKinnon, then Peter McKinnon wouldn't be very special, right? But he's in a league of his own in terms of his talent. He looks a certain way. I'm not saying he's weird. He's a very good looking dude, right? But like, that's him. He's uniquely Peter McKinnon. And that's the thing about YouTube, you know, it doesn't matter what you look like, be the individual that you are. The weirder you are, the more you that you can put into your style. Like, that's how you win. People are trying to find ways to shortcut the system and try to, how do I grow fast? Man, just be you. Be you. Like, people are attracted to you because of who you are. And if you have, and most of us are introverts, right? Most of the people I know, and not everybody, but most of the people I know on YouTube are introverts. You stay inside a lot. You don't socialize with people a lot. You know, I'm a total introvert. But you know, you turn on the camera and all of a sudden you're connecting with all these other introverts all over the world and people, you know, I don't know, it just works. This is a great thing for introverts. Fantastic, fantastic things for introverts. Urban Explorer. What's up, Neil? Hope you're doing well. I appreciate you are as much as you, what? I appreciate you are much as you appreciate Super Chat. I appreciate you as much as you appreciate Super Chats. I'm in my studio if you want to have me come on StreamYard later. It's not letting me send a Super Chat for some reason. I keep trying. It's okay, man. I appreciate you trying. Do what you can with what you have. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Be unique. I love that. With the why. Yeah, don't look. If you don't think you're good looking or you hate the sound of your voice, or maybe you think you're, I don't know, maybe you think you're too skinny, or maybe you think you're too overweight, or whatever it is, just do your thing. Do your thing. People are going to like you for you. Now, there is something to be said about learning how to communicate better. And that's kind of an awkward thing that everybody has to go through when they get started. You have to learn how to carry the conversation in front of the camera. You have to learn how to, I mean, if you're going to speak. If you're going to speak, if you're just drawing something, then it really doesn't matter. But you have to learn how to become a better editor, which is also a form of communication. Editing your videos, it's like speaking a language, right? So if you're going to verbally communicate with the people who are viewing, you need to learn how to have that conversation, how to talk to that one person who's on the other side. That one, because don't think about making videos for, you know, hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people. Think about making the video for that one person. Just look at the camera, have the conversation with that one person, because that's who it is. It's one person watching your video, right? The more connection, that human connection you can make with that one person, that's where you win. Just be yourself. You'll find people who like you. My mustache is too awesome. There you go. I don't know what your mustache looks like, but I bet it's awesome. All right, moving along here. Oh yeah, passion for animating. We just got way off track. Yeah, animate. Start animating. And for those of you who are worried about your face, show your face. Show your face. Or make content where you don't show your face. Like, if you're not going to show your face, then you need to become a better editor and learn how to edit without your face. Look at the channel Brightside. I know a lot of you have seen Brightside. Brightside, everything's like animated and it's kind of cartoony, and they like show pictures and stock video clips. Almost everything they have is like some sort of a stock video or animation. It's just a voice. Nobody ever gets in front of the camera on that one. So animate, man. Become an animator. Next question. 10 cc's of gaming. Hey, D, it's me again. I love streaming in a good way to bring attention to my channel, especially gaming, where people do preparation streams and preparations of sequel games. What? It's not a question. It's a statement. I appreciate your statement. If that was a question, sorry. Sorry about that. Next question comes from JW Gaming. How do I grow a gaming channel on a game that's hard to get noticed? Fortnite. Okay, first of all, you're playing one of the most competitive games out there. Okay? You want to get noticed. My advice for all gamers, if you're a gamer, If you're a gamer, mobile gamer, not a mobile gamer, represent right now in the chat, type in gamer. I want to see how many gamers. We usually have a good handful of gamers right now. Here's the thing, gamers. I get the same advice for all of you gamers. You need to be either or all of the following. You need to be a great gamer. Great gamer means you just destroy people. You crush the game. Like you're working towards becoming a competitive gamer. Or maybe you should be a competitive gamer. You need to be a great gamer. Or you need to be incredibly charismatic or entertaining or funny or something where people like you as the gamer. And just heads up, that doesn't mean that you have to cuss. A lot of people create gaming channels and they think just being rude and obnoxious and cussing a lot, that's what gamers do. No, like it might work, but that's not like, there's not a blueprint for that, right? Entertaining, charismatic, funny, whatever. Or you need to teach people how to game, teach people how to get through, get through the various maps, find the weapons, beat the characters, right? Teach people how to play the game. So if you can be one of those or all of those and you keep going, you'll succeed. If you're all of those, you're going to do really well. Really well. All the things. Yeah, all the things. Because that's the thing. You got to think about, okay, there's millions of people playing Fortnite. Millions of people playing Fortnite. Why should anyone watch you play Fortnite? Maybe it's because you're a better gamer. Maybe because you're better at Fortnite than all those other people, right? You're in the elite in terms of playing games, or you're just so awesome as an entertainer. You're funny, you just crack me up, you make me laugh, you make me cry. You're a great storyteller while you're gaming. You're just fun to watch, you're fun to hang out with, right? Or you teach me how to play Fortnite, one or the other. There's a lot of gamers in here. There you go. Thank you, much appreciated. Number 2, press just like Fortnite. Yeah, people are going to play what you're going to play, right? All right. Next question here comes from Apollo Instinct, who says, how do you edit audio on a mobile to make it sound better quality? You have an iPhone. Okay. iPhone, you've got a couple of different options for an iPhone. Believe it or not, GarageBand that came with your iPhone, that came with your iPad, it sounds awesome for doing voiceovers and that sort of thing. So if you go into GarageBand and you choose the microphone that's called Narrator, Narrator is the name of the microphones. You can change the microphones. You can do a voiceover using the Narrator app. That sounds amazing. As a matter of fact, all of my past, I need to look and see how many videos I've done this on. Give me 1 second. So all of my videos in the past, I'm going to tell you here in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My last 8 videos, 7 or 8 videos or so, with the exception of 1 or 2 of them, maybe 9 or 10. Actually, maybe my last 10 videos. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Out of my last 11 videos, only 2 of them, I did not use GarageBand to do my audio voiceover. Inside of GarageBand, I use the Narrator app, and I use a little bit of compression and a little bit of a noise gate, and it can sound great. Now, if you're talking about how to sound great when you're just recording video into your phone, right? You're just plugging in your microphone and you're just trying to record video and make that sound great. It starts by getting the microphone close to your mouth if you can, or using a little lapel microphone that clips on. And it helps if you are in a quiet environment, right? If you're trying to record and it's noisy, or like right now, I'm in an Airbnb. I don't have a lot of choice over how this room sounds. That's why I'm bringing the microphone closer to my face. But this is a very echoey room. Sound is bouncing all over the place in this room, but I'm doing the best I can with it. So if you're in a noisy environment to begin with, like you can't polish a turd. If it sounds bad coming in, it's kind of, you can only clean it up so much. Now, iPhone does come with an additional, you can get other apps. There's, the apps are actually on the phone I'm streaming on right now. It's called Audio. I think there's a suite of apps called Audio Master. And you can basically run your audio through Audio Master, and you can clean it up. You can clean it up quite a bit. And that actually reminds me, there's an app company that I totally forgot to respond to. What are they called? So there's a new app that just got released. It's called Malvio. Malvio is the name. It's for iPhone users, iOS users, and it improves the sound of your audio. They told me about the app, and they gave me a code for it, and I just completely forgot to reply to them. I'll probably make a video about it. I haven't installed it yet to see if it's good, if it cleans up audio the way they say it does. I'll make a video about it. I did. You can't polish a turd. Funny thing about that. So Mythbusters, Adam Savage. This is true story. So on Mythbusters, they actually had an episode where they took poop from different animals, and they polished them into a shiny sphere, into a shiny ball. So they wanted to show that you could actually polish a turd. It's an episode of Mythbusters. They took an animal poop and they put it into a very shiny ball. They polished it into a shiny ball. It's an amazing episode, in case you're wondering. Exactly. They did. They polished it. But it's Adam Savage, right? Hey, D, I'd like to know if there's any good editors for Chromebook. KineMaster. I think KineMaster is the best editor for Chromebook. I haven't used it, but I know the people over at KineMaster. They gave me, when I was hanging out with them in Los Angeles, they pulled up their Chromebook and they showed me how it worked on Chromebook. It's perfect. It's fantastic on Chromebook. So KineMaster. Yeah, hey, you never know what you're going to learn here, right? You never know what you're going to learn here. You never know. I just went into a story about polishing turd. It's a true story too. It's a true story. And the only reason I know this story is because I love Adam Savage. He's a maker's maker, right? He's a fantastic maker, amazing guy. So he's been doing live streams on his channel during the quarantine. He's got his own channel. He's doing live streams there, and he's rooting through his cabinet and he's looking for something. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I remember this." And he pulls it out, and it's this polished sphere. And he goes in and tells the entire story. So then I went back and I tracked down the episode for that. Pretty funny stuff. Adam Savage from Mythbusters. All right, next question. We're going to get way off topic. I'm trying to answer questions here about YouTube and mobile stuff, and we just got pulled down the Mythbusters defecation. We're going to move on. Apollo Instinct. Okay, answered that one. Tech Vox, who says, love from India. Hey, namaste. I am confused in changing my channel name and renaming it to Lovskesk Pal. My channel name is Tech Vox. You can check it out now. Please answer. Okay, if you are making content in your native tongue, your own language, Lovkesh Pal makes perfect sense. If you are doing it in English, that's kind of an unusual English name. I'm not saying don't do it. It might totally work because it is kind of unique. But if you want to change your channel name, change your channel name. It's your channel. Anytime you come up with a channel name, though, I like to recommend channel names that are easy for people to remember and easy for people to spell, right? Because you want to share that. Hey, how many times you've been hanging out with somebody and you're like, oh yeah, what's that channel name? Yeah. I saw this channel, and I want to tell you what this channel is called, but I don't remember the name, okay? Make a channel that's easy to remember. Lovekesh, that's kind of catchy. Lovekesh Pal, maybe, I don't know. Entirely up to you, just something to think about. Next question, Gamers Unite, who says, do tags help you grow on YouTube? I hear everyone say use them, but when I use them, I see no growth at all. No, they do not help you grow. Let me say this again. Tags do not help you grow. Tags are great for helping with clarification, to tell YouTube, to give YouTube a little bit more information about what your video is about. Tags are also good. Tags can help you in terms of your CPM a little bit. It can help you with your CPM by putting the right keywords in there. It helps them know the right ads that might be able to show on top of your video. But again, it all comes back to clarification, right? So in terms of growth, no. YouTube even says It's the lowest thing to be concerned about in terms of making your videos. Ad tags are not ad tags. I mean, like everybody's seen amazing videos, millions of subscribers or millions of views with no tags. Great video. A great video is going to win no matter what. But if you do want to add tags help YouTube understand what the video is about, right? So if there's misspellings, if there's other things you can do to add clarity to the video, add your channel name in there, that's what you use tags for. It's not going to help you grow. It used to, but it doesn't anymore. YouTube has said this directly on multiple occasions. Next question's from Day Deuce Yuguyug. Man, I know I slaughtered that. I apologize. Question is, I just want to grow my channel. Okay, so I knew that question's going to come. How do you grow your channel? I know a lot of people have been waiting for that. How do you grow your channel? So I'm going to take a drink of water, and then I'm going to tell you how to grow your channel. I'm going to take 2 drinks of water. There we go. Okay, channel growth time. Yeah, kind of, Doug. Doug says fertilizer. Yeah, kind of. If you think about it in a farming sense, yeah. Okay, if you're just getting started or you're struggling getting that ball rolling, here's what you need to do. Pause for a moment and think about, who are you trying to reach? Who are you making videos for? Okay, now I know everybody says, hey, I just want to make the videos I want to make. I get that. I totally get that. I like doing that too. And at a certain level, when you get to a certain level with your channel, you can make whatever videos you want to make. Hold on. My throat's going really dry, guys. I need another glass of water. Hold on. So the mistake that a lot of people make is they see gamers do this, vloggers do this, family channels do this, cooking channels, all types of channels do this. They see large, successful channels just making whatever type of content that they want, right? But those channels they've put in the work already. They've built the community. They have a huge subscriber base. They have tons of people watching their content already. They can make those content choices. Peter McKinnon, I use his example all the time. He's made videos. He's made a video of just him cleaning the garage. If his first video was about, here's watch me clean the garage, nobody cares. But once you get to know him, once you like him as a creator, he can do whatever he wants. He's made a video of him cleaning a garage, and it was amazing. He made a video where he chased a lemon down the road, or an orange, I believe, and it was amazing, right? You can get away with that stuff as your channel grows. So starting out, think about, who am I making videos for? You have to make videos for somebody. Who are they, right? Find an audience and serve them. So think about, what am I good at? What information do I have that's great to share with people? How can I educate people? How can I make people laugh, get an emotion? Like, what are you good at? What are you knowledgeable about? What are you passionate about? And then take that information and say, okay, who else is into this, and how can I serve them? Right? How can I serve them? How can I make their life better? How can I solve their problems, answer their questions? Can I make them laugh? Can I entertain them? Can I educate them? How can I do this stuff? But it starts with knowing who your audience is, right? If you take what you're into and you learn, right, who your audience is, and you learn how to communicate to that audience, you learn how to make videos and learn how to speak to that audience, you are going to grow your channel once you make that connection. But if you're just making videos, you're just throwing videos up online with no real target, like, I don't know who's going to watch my videos. So real quick, I want everybody to chime off here in the chat. Do you have a target audience in mind when you're making content, or are you just making videos? So for me, I'm very targeted. I am making content for mobile content creators and people who just like to do things on their phone in general. Like, that's who I make an audience. That's who I make content for, right? Primarily mobile creators. I might throw a couple bones in there, like, how to turn on dark mode on something, or how to do something on Twitter or Facebook. But 99% of my content is targeted towards mobile content creators, people who make content on their phone. That's my target audience, and I serve them with almost every video that I make. So if you know who your audience is, type it in the chat right now. Who is your target audience? Who is it? App Aesthetics says mobile content creators, right? Boom, that's a target audience. So every video that you make, or pretty close to every video that you make, because sometimes you got to throw some in for yourself, right? You can't always 100%, right? But let's see here. By the way, I'm missing some super chats. I'll come back to you guys here in a second. Yeah, who is your target audience? Do you know who they are? Do you know who they are? And while you guys are posting who your target audience is, and by the way, if you don't know who your target audience is, now is a great time to start thinking about that, right? Who's my target audience? Who am I making videos for? Because once you realize who you're speaking to, then you learn how to make videos that communicate them. You learn how to speak to them. You learn how to make thumbnails that interest them. You learn how to edit your videos in a way that they respond to them. You learn how to say certain things to that audience, right? But you first have to know who they are. So I'm going to go back here because I missed a couple of super chats. Hold on here. Well, you guys are posting who your target audience is. Insane McLean, thank you for the super chat. Hey, D, my internet keeps going down. Did you happen to answer my super chat earlier? If so, I'll go back and listen. If not, no worries. I don't mind supporting. Yes, I believe I answered your question before. You can ask your question one more time, and I'll let you know if I answered it or not, because I've got a lot of questions going on here in my head. But I'm 95% sure I answered your question. I need honey tea. Yeah, I do. Hold on. I think John Pollum dropped a... Yes, Regina, who are you trying to reach? Who are you making content for? I know Christina Smallhorn in here. Christina, go ahead and tell everybody. Go ahead and just type in the chat because I'm going to show it here on the screen. Tell everybody what happened when you started targeting a specific group of people. So previously, Christina Smallhorn was known as the real estate whisperer. And she went through Daryl Eve's course, and he kind of refocused her a little bit, and she started making videos targeted towards a certain group of people who was into a certain type of house. So I'll let Christina go ahead and say it, and then I'm going to show it up on the screen. And what happened was, once she started communicating to a specific group of people that were not getting served, or at least not getting served enough, right? Because you can speak to a community, but when you speak to someone who's not getting served, you speak to someone who's not yet having people communicate with them, like that's where you win, right? People are like, hey, I'm trying to learn how to do this, but I'm having a hard time finding someone to show me how to do it. I'm having difficulty finding someone to show me how to do this, or I can't find the particular thing that I'm looking for, and you become that person. That's where the win happens. I'm going to go down and see... hold on here. I got to find... I think John dropped a super chat. Hey, Grizzly Gamer, how you doing, man? Wanted Gaming is targeting mobile gamers. So are you teaching people how to be mobile gamers? Are you sharing tips and tricks and bringing people in? It's like, hey, you want to be a mobile gamer? I'm going to show you how to become a mobile gamer on my channel. Is that what you're doing? Define that. See, here's the thing. Whoever your target audience is, define it even deeper. Dig a little deeper, right? For me, I could just say, yeah, I'm targeting content creators. Well, I'm targeting mobile content creators. More specifically, mobile content creators who are YouTubers, right? Like I dig just a little bit deeper, scratch down just a little bit more, and I'm targeting. Now, a lot of people are doing this now. Lots of people have come out now and they start making content on their phone to help YouTubers and stuff like that. But when I started my channel 2 years ago, there wasn't a lot of people doing that. There are people making phone videos, best app videos, phone reviews. There are tons of people doing all that stuff. But targeting mobile YouTubers, targeting mobile content creators, specifically YouTubers, not a lot of people doing that. So I served the community, and that's where I started getting my momentum. Hold on here. Zach Talks Tech. Thanks, brother. Hope you're feeling better. I know you're home. I saw your diet picture. Zach recently just got out of surgery 2 days ago, or was that yesterday? Man, I can't keep track. Hope you're feeling better, man. All right, so I need to go backwards here. Thanks for the super chat, Zach. Hope you're doing well, man. D, we need to stream sometime. Yeah, man, absolutely. Zach, I don't know if you're feeling up to it, but I'm going to be bringing on a couple of guests here in a little bit. I know you just got out of surgery, but if you're up for it, man, let me know. I'm going to go back to see what Kristen. Here it is. So Christina started targeting people who wanted affordable housing, specifically mobile homes. So she started making videos for people. She was doing real estate videos, showing people around houses and that sort of thing. But what happened was when she started targeting people specifically who wanted affordable housing, who wanted tiny homes, who wanted mobile homes, she started getting huge, huge videos. And let me pull this up here. And she changed her name too. So now she's Christina Smallhorn. Now, here's the thing. And Christina, I think we talked about this briefly in my last stream. Not all of your videos are gonna knock it out of the park. Sometimes you just put some out and they don't connect. But I want to find some of your more popular ones here just to show what happened here. And John, I saw your super chat. I'm going to try to find you here, so bear with me. So here's Christina, and look at the videos here. So when she started making videos for people who are into mobile homes, tiny houses, look at this. 5 tiny manufactured homes. I'm going to doodle on this. Look at this right here. Whoopsie. What? This one. 5 tiny manufactured homes you can buy on Amazon for, I'm not looking into that, but look at this. 1.2 million views 5 months ago. Right, the next one over here. 5 reasons not to buy a tiny manufactured home. 619,000 views 5 months ago. The next one. 5 biggest lies about manufactured mobile homes. 580,000 views. Who would love these kind of views? If you would love to have views like this, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up in the chat or type in yes if you would love to have these types of views, right? Build a house in 2 hours, foldable modular homes, 500,000 views, right? So you see what's happening there. Once she found a community, when she found people to serve, people that weren't getting served enough, she started knocking them out of the park. And that's so important. So you want to grow your channel. How do you get subscribers? How do you get views? You do that. You find a community and you serve them. Even better if you find a community that's not being served. That's even more of a chance to grow faster. Find a community that's not being served and serve them with every single video that you make. And hold on. John, man, I'm trying to find your super chat here. Give me 1 second. Hold on here. Okay. David says Spanish-speaking home cooks looking for fast and delicious recipes. That's your target. See, that's perfect. That's perfect. You're not just doing cooking. You're not just right. You're not just doing chefs. You're doing Spanish-speaking cooks who want to cook fast and delicious recipes. Like that is super targeted, super targeted. Keep going. I don't know what's happening with your channel right now, but keep going. Like that's very targeted. Make sure every single video you make is speaking to those people. Freedom Stacker, precious metal enthusiasts. Perfect. Hold on here. Man, I am trying to. Okay, Billy's Big Top. Hey, by the way, man, I saw that you shared me in your community feed. You had comments turned off, so I couldn't thank you there. So thank you for sharing me. Man, much appreciated. Your target audience is old movie and speeches in games age 50 plus. Awesome. Older demographic. Perfect. John says, I need to find a niche. Right now, my videos are kind of all over the place. Once I find myself, I'll be able to find them. Yeah, well, that's part of the process, right? That's part of the process is finding your groove, finding your flow. John, I mean, you've got a ton of experience, right? You go on stage, you speak in front of an audience, you MC events, you're a comedian, you do all of those things. So you've got the experience. You just need to figure out who you want to talk to, right? Who do you want to have that conversation with? I know it's easier said than done to come up with that, but you have the on-camera presence. You just got to learn who you're going to have that conversation with. Stephanie Marie, chronic illness community. Chronic illness. Okay, I would even go a step deeper there, dig a little bit deeper. which specific chronic illness or which group of chronic illnesses are you speaking to? Because chronic illness, that's wide open, right? But are you specifically targeting a certain group of people, a certain chronic illness, or are you doing all chronic illness, right? The more you can dig into that, the more direct you can get with that, the better off you're going to be starting out. Right now, like I said, everybody's going to get to the point when their channel grows at a certain level. You can definitely take more risks and make videos that kind of here a little bit there. But starting out, getting that initial momentum rolling, that's where that target really comes in handy. Tarantula keepers and those who fear them. I want to show there's nothing to be feared. Okay, that's solid. Hey, Pammy, how you doing? Plant lovers around the world. There you go. John, man, I'm looking for your super chat. I saw, there it is. This is my fifth try for a super chat. Buy yourself more Mexican bottled water. Does mobile super chats all end in 0.99? Thanks again for all you do. I don't know. I don't know if all mobile super chats end in 99. I don't know. Funny story. I've never given a super chat. Not because I don't want to give one, but because my account, my YouTube account, my Google account, all this stuff it's a Thailand account, right? I didn't set it up that way. It's just when I created it, YouTube just locked me to Thailand. And when they did that, Thailand does not have the ability to give super chats yet. They cannot join channel memberships yet. The only time we can do, and I take it back, I have given a super chat. The only time we can do that is when I go to the US or when I use a VPN and I sign in under a different account, but under the DMN account, they've locked me into Thailand for the time being. But I have to go into a different account. I have to do all this stuff, and it's a pain in the butt. But I don't know on a mobile account. I don't know. But thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Buy yourself some more Mexican bottled water. Yeah. Here we go. E Pura. This is the ginormous. I drink like 2 of these huge. I think this is 2 liters. Is this 2 liters? Yeah, I think this is like 2 liters. I drink like 2 of these a day. Thanks, John. Hold on, let me go through here. I'm going to scroll through the chat. Hold on. Oh, what is it? Glad you made it to surgery, yeah, Zach. We did it yesterday for Zach, but we're going to do it again. So Zach just got out of surgery, like I said. There's 59 people in here. Get well, Zach. I would love to see 59 people type in get well, Zach right now into the chat because Zach is an awesome, awesome dude. I mean, even if he wasn't an awesome dude, I would still want him to get well. I mean, it's not because he's awesome that I want him to get well, but he's a great guy. Great tech channel too. All right, so I'm gonna go through here. There we go. Get well, Zach. Midnight Madness 4x4. What's up, Charlie? Hope you're doing well, man. It's not enough water. 4 liters. You don't think 4 liters is enough water per day? 4 liters. 4 liters. Oh, there it is. Thanks. Appreciate the super chat. No problem. It was about first video topic is usually about. But like I said, I don't mind support. No, I didn't see that one. Hold on. What the first video topic is usually about? Are you asking me, Insane McLean, are you asking me what should your first video topic be about? Is that what you're asking me? I want to understand how you're actually, and what reference you're asking this to. Have you not started the channel yet and you're trying to figure out what your first topic should be about? Is that what you're asking me? I'm going to keep an eye out for your response on that so I can answer that correctly. Oh, she turned. Oh, man. You don't drink water? Oh, tell your plants 4 liters is not enough. Tell that to your plants. How much water should I be drinking? I don't know. A man your size should be drinking 8 to. Well, okay, here. So I've got about 4 liters of water that I drink per day. I know coffee is not great for hydration, but I drink probably 2 cups of coffee, maybe 3, plus the 4 liters of water, usually maybe some sort of a fruit juice, maybe a green smoothie. So I get water. Maybe I should drink more. Yeah, I don't know. Matt, how's it going, my man? Hope you were doing well. Target audience, people looking for tech at a bargain price, right? Super targeted, super targeted. Fly rides in the house. What's going on, man? Nice to see you in here. Tier Talk, how you doing? Okay, so if you're just getting started. Okay, so for those of you who are, oh, I'm going to put this up here. Zach says, thanks everyone. Appreciate the kind words. So if you're just getting started and you're trying to, you're like, I've got no idea. I've got no idea what type of content I'm going to make. Does that sound familiar to some of you? How many, I don't know how, is there anyone in here who's in the same position as Insane McLean and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna make videos about. I know I want to be on YouTube. I know I want to make videos. I have no idea what I want to make videos about. If that's you, give me a thumbs up or type in yes or say me or something like that. Stephanie Marie, familiar. Yeah, because I know a lot of people go through this when they're first getting started. Good, Matt. Good. Familiar. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I would bet a lot. I bet there's probably a good handful of people in here that are in the same spot. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing? Yeah, kinda. Okay. Okay, so here's what I recommend doing. When you're starting out at zero, right, here you go right here. I drink a gallon of water a day when I'm working in the summer. Man, yeah. Like really niche down. Tech is not niche enough, but just iPad or iPhone is. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. So if you're just getting started and you're like, I don't know where to start, I've got all these ideas floating in my head. I have all these different hobbies. I have all these different interests. I can go any direction, right? Now, what I'm gonna say only applies to channels that you're literally just getting started. If you already have a channel, you're already uploading content, the ball's already rolling, you're starting to get a little bit of momentum, even if it's slow, this doesn't apply to you. What I'm gonna say is only for people who are literally just getting started, trying to figure out their first or maybe their second video. I would say, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know the type of content you wanna make, right? I would step back and I would write down, I would say, okay, here are things that I'm knowledgeable about. I can share this information with people. Here are things I'm passionate about, right? I just love this stuff. I could talk about this stuff all day long. Everybody in here is passionate about something. Tell me what you're passionate about, like all right now, right? Tell me what I'm gonna type mine in the chat right now. I am passionate about Star Wars, right? I'm passionate about a lot of things, but I'm passionate about Star Wars. Star Wars has been in my life since I've been 5 years old. I just dated myself. Star Wars has been in my life since I've been 5 years old. So I'm really passionate about Star Wars. I could talk about Star Wars with somebody all day long and I don't get tired of it. All day long. I should have made a Star Wars channel, right? That's what I should have done, right? That's what I should have done. And there's a couple of reasons why I didn't do that. I mean, I actually thought about it. There's a couple of reasons I didn't do that. One is because I didn't want to end up having copyright issues or trademark issues with Disney, right? I didn't want to have to Disney sending out, takedown notices because I showed pictures of something or, you know what I mean? So I thought, that's a little bit risky. And in terms of monetization, like other than ad revenue, other than channel memberships, other than Patreon, yeah, you might be able to do merch, but like, channel sponsorships, sponsored videos, yeah, maybe. I know Zach has like an amazing lightsaber collection. Maybe you can get them to sponsor a video or something. So it just financially, it didn't make sense, but I'm passionate about Star Wars, right? So, and I hope you guys are telling me what you're passionate about here. Hold on here. John is passionate about making people happy and motivated. I love building bodies too, okay? Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? I haven't seen you in here in quite some time. You love the law of attraction. Yeah. So, like, write down what you're knowledgeable about. Write down what you're passionate about. Like I could talk about this stuff all day long. I'm knowledgeable about this stuff. I can help people do these sorts of things, right? So write down whatever it is. If it's 5 things or 2 things or 1, write down whatever that is. Then look at those things and say, okay, out of these things that I have, which of these could I make videos about? And out of the ones that I make videos about, Dr. Bernard. Well, here's the thing, Tommy. This is the point that I'm getting to. He says, oh my God, if I did a channel on my passions, it would be like an inkblot test, jack of all passions. Well, this is what I'm getting to. Write all that stuff down and say, okay, which of these things can I make videos about? And again, I'm only talking for people who are just getting started, right? You haven't made that first video yet, or maybe you have one or two up. Write those things down. Which one can I make videos about? And then start making videos about those things. At this point, when you're starting at zero, throw a bunch of stuff up on the wall. I'm knowledgeable about this, so I'm going to make videos about that. I'm passionate about this, so I'm going to make videos about that. And just start throwing a bunch of stuff up on the wall. And keep doing that until you notice one of those videos does way better than all the other videos. You're like, hey, you know what? I'm into plants. So I'm going to make some videos about how to take care of your plants. I'm also into cooking. I love making quick, healthy meals. So I'm going to make some videos about, quick, healthy meals. I'm also into mobile phone apps. So I'm going to make some videos on, talking about the best apps for mobile phones. Throw a bunch of stuff up there. And as soon as you're like, whoa, when I made a mobile phone video and it got 500 views when all the rest of the videos that I made got 20 views. So then you would make another mobile phone video. And if that other mobile phone video does well, that's where you put the blinders on and you go all in, right? You go all in on the stuff that works. But if you're starting at zero, you got to figure out which stuff's going to work, because you might be great at taking care of plants. You might be a great cook or a great chef or be great at giving recipes, but you're just not good at making those videos. And that's okay. But maybe when it comes to those mobile apps, you're awesome. You just present it in a way that makes sense. It's entertaining. You edit it just right. You put everything together the right way, and it worked. And then go all in on that. So if you're starting at zero, and if you've got, if you've already got momentum, this isn't for you. But if you're starting at zero, trying to figure out what's my first video, I would say just start throwing stuff up on the wall. Once something hits, then you go all in on that one thing. Hey, Shelly, nice to see you in here again. Favorite iOS editing app like VideoLeap? Okay, so if you don't like VideoLeap, my favorite apps on iOS that's tough. Okay, so here's my full rundown for iOS. Of course, you've got iMovie. It's free. iMovie is probably the absolute easiest, but it's also, I'm not going to say it's like completely restrictive, but it doesn't do all the things that some of the other apps do, right? But iMovie is great. It's free. It can do enough. Then you don't want VideoLeap, so I'm not going to mention VideoLeap. You've got LumaFusion. LumaFusion is more on the pro end. One-time fee, $20, you own it for life. You get all the updates, one-time fee. A little bit of a learning curve of LumaFusion, but it can do everything. If you still need free, I would say look at VN. I'll type that into the chat right now. Look at VN, look at VLLO, look at InShot, look at Adobe Rush. You can also look at Power Director. I'm typing all these into the chat right now here. Okay, I just put a bunch in here, and these are in no order of importance. However, the first two, VN and VLLO, they're free. Now, I did hear that VN is going to start offering some more premium features. I think some paid models are coming for them, but right now they're free. They might have a couple of paid features now, but free, no watermark. So VN and VLLO, absolute powerhouses. Powerhouses. One of those apps will do whatever you want. Oh, and Shelly's got some good ones here too. InShot, okay, put that one. Splice and Pocket Video aren't bad. Yeah, there you go. By the way, if you guys are into, Shelly has some great stuff. If you're using iMovie, Shelly's got some great tutorials on iMovie. Shelly, I don't know if you've got InShot tutorials or not, but I know her iMovies are solid. Zach says, oh yeah, I got LumaFusion on my iPad. Yeah, so I do not like LumaFusion on my phone. I don't like how the user interface is on the phone. My fingers are too big and I can't get everything the way I want it to do. I like editing vertically. So that's why I like VideoLeap, because I can do it vertically. I like Rush, Adobe Rush, because I can do it vertically. It feels good to me doing that vertically on my phone. On my iPad, LumaFusion all day long. I absolutely love LumaFusion on my iPad because you've got the pen, right? You've got the pen, and it just, man, it's just so easy. If you've got an iPad, put LumaFusion on your iPad. Yeah, you're just getting started though? iMovie. iMovie is also great on an iPad. LumaFusion on a phone, I heard. Yeah, LumaFusion's great. It's probably the most pro-level app that you can put on your phone. I just don't like it on my phone. I think mostly because of my fingers. I've got big fingers, tiny little phone screen. Maybe if I had the Max, so I've got the iPhone Pro. If I had the iPhone Pro Max and it was a little bit bigger, then it might work. But on the Pro, so I've got a Pro, I've got a 10X, I've got an 8, I've got a 7, I've got a 10. They're all fairly the same size. It's too small. Size matters, ladies and gentlemen. Size matters. Yeah, KineMaster, yep. Dan's. I just want to say that looks nothing like Dan. I've got a video with Dan in it, and that looks nothing like. I mean, you've got glasses, you get a beard, but that doesn't look like Dan. Close though. It's very close. My question is in the form about editing, kinda. Okay, I'm doing my best to get through all the questions. I don't know if I get to all of them. There's a ton of them in there. Yeah, Zach, this is so true. Remember, people, it's not about fancy tools and graphics. It's really about the content. Yes, you could use iMovie. You could use Vlogit. You could use Splice. You can use the most basic apps available and edit your videos. It's not about the fancy transitions. It's not about the text. It's not about the intro. It's not about the color grade. It's not about any of that stuff. You can make a video with the most bare bones editing app humanly possible if the content is good, if your message is good, if your story is good. You're solving problems, you're answering questions, you're getting an emotion out of people, you're entertaining people, you're making them laugh, you're making them cry, right? If the content is good, it can just be the most basic edit ever. Hard cuts, no intro, no nothing. It'll work. It's always about the video. Always about the video. That's right, hashtag fat fingers. That's what I'm talking about. That's gonna be my next shirt. Hashtag fat fingers, right there. That's what they call me. They call me D Fat Fingers Nimmin. They called me that for years. I had bigly fingers. My fingers are bigly. I love Video Leap. Yeah, Video Leap's solid. The funny thing about Video Leap is I knew about them, but I didn't look at them. I'm constantly downloading apps and stuff. I knew about them. I might have even had it on my phone, but I didn't really look at them. And then I had the opportunity to work with them, right? They reached out to me and my brother both, and we ended up meeting them at VidCon, I believe. And we ended up getting to know them, and then I started using the app, and I just fell in love with it. I absolutely fell in love with the app. And it's funny because prior to meeting them, I'm like, okay, Video Leap's just another app. But then once I started using the app, I'm like, man. And I sat down with their team, and they were showing me stuff that they did on the app. And I was like, you can do that on the app. So whatever you've seen people do with the app, go over to the Video Leap YouTube channel and look at some of the stuff they're doing over there with the app. It's incredible. They've got some other stuff in the pipeline that I can't talk about. They have an app that they're working on that I can't even mention, and I can't even mention what it does because I can't say anything. But let's just say they have an app coming that's probably one of the coolest apps I've ever seen in my life. And I wish I could tell you more than that, but I could get in trouble for saying that, so I can't. But they've got an amazing app that's coming. Hold on here. I've had it installed for, I think I had it on my phone too. I don't know if I had it on my main phone, but I had it on one of my phones. Shelly, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You download all these apps. You're like, I'm going to try this app, and you just don't get around to it. It was one of those things. And then once I started working with them, I was just like, or once I met with them, and like, yeah, they showed me what you could do. So then I started playing with the app, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sold. There are features that I wish that it had, and I'm constantly sending them emails like, hey, I need this feature. You need to add this feature. And I know they keep adding stuff to it, so it's getting better. But man, it's such an easy app. Somebody asked something. Zach says, man, I'd love to tell you about how I decided to film some vids while in Mexico last November. Yeah, you went to Puerto Vallarta. I remember that. I was just in Puerto Vallarta before the lockdown happened. After social media marketing world, it was myself, my girlfriend, and Nick and Brian G. Johnson. We went down to Puerto Vallarta. We were down there for like a week. I literally used my iPhone Plus or iPhone Pro. iPhone Pro with an iPad with iMovie. No mics, nothing. Content is king. Absolutely. Content always has been and always will be king. Yeah, I've got a couple of videos on my channel. I've got a couple of them now where I think they were all shot in Mexico, actually. Oh, one of them might be in Thailand. Yeah, I think one was shot in Thailand, and I think two of them were in Mexico. No mic. No mic. The microphone in the iPhone Pro actually sounds pretty good, unless it gets windy. But I think I've got 2, 3, maybe 4 videos on my channel. No mic whatsoever. Just outside in the sun, great lighting, great color, good enough audio. And, they do just as well as videos that are shot in my studio, with shotgun mics and all the audio processing. When I shoot something on my iPhone, I usually don't even do anything with the audio. It's just like, okay, there's the audio, and then I don't mess with it. I just, run it out as is. Yeah. The mic and the iPad, yeah, they are. They are. And I think the new iPad, I think the microphone's even better, if I'm not mistaken, for the 2021. Hold on here. They have a couple of other apps that are recently downloaded, like Pixaloop. Yeah. So they've got some really cool. So they've got PhotoFox and is it Pixaloop or Pixaloop? Yeah, it's one of those. They're pretty cool. They're really cool. I love Puerto Vallarta. Hold on here. Okay, I'm going to get a couple more questions. So by the way, I'm going to start bringing on some guests. So if anybody's in here, Zach, if you want to come on, Shelly, you want to come on, anybody who wants to, if you want to talk about mobile stuff, you want to talk about mobile apps, you want to talk about that sort of thing, so we can kind of keep it focused to what we're talking about here at the channel. I'd love to have any of you guys on. Just let me know. If anybody does want to come on, send me a DM on Twitter, because that's where I'll be sending the link. And while I'm waiting for some of those to come in, if they do come in at all, I'm going to answer a couple more questions here. Next question comes from Destroyer YT, who says, what app or website is good for making thumbnails on Android? Pixel Lab. Pixel Lab is a great app on Android. My brother Nick actually has an amazing video on how to make thumbnails on Pixel Lab. But if you're just getting started and you're a little bit intimidated with all the options that come in Pixel Lab or even PixArt, start with Snapseed. I have a video, I think my second video ever or my third video ever. So if you go to my channel, you sort my videos by the oldest, and it's like my second or third video, how to make a thumbnail. It's very basic. I just show you how to do a basic thumbnail, just with basic text, and put it on there. So Snapseed, if you're just getting started, you can also use Canva. Canva.com, they have an app. It's a template-based system. You can make thumbnails there. Placeit.net, you can make thumbnails there as well. Those will cost you a little bit of money, but they have some cool-looking templates. Or you can use Pixel Lab or PixArt. Next question comes from Headshot. He's also on an iPhone. Says, I am so tired of using Streamlabs, and I even got my YouTube channel verified, but YouTube would not allow me to live stream because of a problem. Are you a gamer? Okay, you're a gaming channel. So streaming your game using an iPhone, if you verified your channel, if you verify your channel, it should take 24 hours for them to activate your channel. So you can upload custom thumbnails, you can live stream. However, if it's recent verification, I know some people have waited like 2 or 3 weeks before they could actually do any of that stuff. They're running behind. Now, if you're on an Android, and you have Android 10, Prism Live Studio now has internal recording, clean audio using their screen share feature. So you can play your game and it's 100% clean audio. So you can stream it up and it's not dirty audio. It's not hearing room sound. That's only if you have Android 10. Now for an iPhone user, if Streamlabs Mobile is causing you problems, you can try Prism Live. No, they don't have that in the iOS version. You could try I think Mobizen has the game option. DU Recorder has the gameplay option. Or you could just try uninstalling Streamlabs and reinstalling it and seeing how that works. There's a lot of people having problems with Streamlabs. And Doug Hewson, who's in the chat, or who was in the chat, he has a lot of videos talking about how to get around some of those Streamlabs problems. Somebody, okay. Hey, Monica, how you doing? Hey, I tried Boya microphones, but still getting bad reviews, bad sound quality, how to amplify sounds. Okay, Monica Jane. So the first thing I have to say is make sure that you bought a legit Boya microphone. I don't know if you still have the box or not, but when you buy Boya microphones, they're gonna have like this shiny little hologram looking verification sticker on their box. There's a big problem with Boya microphones. It's happening with a lot of microphone companies, actually. They're getting bootlegged in China, and they're selling these it looks exactly the same boxing. They're selling them on various websites, but they're fake. And the fake ones don't have the same quality. They don't sound as good. So first, you want to make sure you have a legit microphone. Second thing is, I don't know what you're using to record with. I don't know if you're using the camera that came with your phone, but download a couple of different camera apps. Download the free version of Open Camera, for example, or you can download Cinema F5 and change the audio settings in there, because it could be the settings in your phone that's causing a problem. Also, make sure you place the microphone in the right place. Placement of a Boya, or placement of a lavalier microphone, if that's what you have, the Boya BYM one, placement is everything. So you might have it too far away from your mouth. So experiment with placement, putting it in different places. Or if you don't have the lavalier microphone, like you see how close I have this, my mouth. I'm going to turn this off. Hold on. My brand. Like you see what's happening right here. This is fairly close to my mouth. Watch what happens. So I'm going to speak. I'm going to get a little bit closer, and I'm going to speak. And you're probably noticing that the closer that I get to the microphone, and this might be too loud, this might be distorting right now, I don't know, but you're going to notice that the sound gets better the closer I get to the microphone. Now watch what happens when I start to get further away from the microphone. As my voice starts getting further and further away from the microphone, you're going to notice that the audio quality is going to get worse and worse and worse as it goes on. Now, there's probably a big difference, and hopefully this is catching correctly, because there's a lot of echo in this room. Hopefully you can tell the difference between my voice when I'm speaking here versus when I'm speaking here. So if you can tell a big difference between that and this, if you can tell the difference between those two, type something in the chat and let me know which one you think is better. Do you think this sounds better, right? Does this sound better to you? Or does this sound better to you? Which one of these sounds better to you, closer or further? Let me know in the chat. So that's another thing with microphones, right? Placement, where your voice is, right? The proximity to the microphone, that matters. You might have a fake Boya. You might have an app, or your phone might not be very compatible with it, so you might have to go into the settings and choose the audio source. You might have to raise the volume. That's where apps come in handy, or any sort of a device that gives you manual controls over what you're recording, because the audio might be too low. So check out Open Camera, just test different, test the free versions. Anything you can find where you can increase the volume, just test it and see if that works. Lesson learned, sound is impotent. No, important, yes. Closer, right, up closer. Yeah, right? Closer is good depending on the mic. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But generally speaking, you're recording with a microphone. For the average person, closer is going to sound better. Especially when you are in like I said, I'm in an Airbnb. I might as well be in an echo chamber. Like, this is like the most echoey room. There's no rugs. There's a sofa behind me, a couch behind me. That's it. Everything else is just like hard walls, tile floors. The table that I'm on is hard. Like everything is just like a hard reflective surface. So you might be hearing some echo from here, but if I come up closer, it's probably going to be a lot cleaner. Closer sounds better, of course, especially comparing to a mic on a cell phone is garbage. Yeah, let me grab something. Let me grab something here. Let me show you something. So everyone, it's a mood. Yeah, it is a mood setting. It is a mood setting. But you have to find that sweet spot. Like, of course, you can't make every video up close like this. But you have to find your sweet spot. There's a lot of trial and error there. So everybody, right? This is kind of a chill. This is kind of a chill vibe. If you're going to do something and you're going to get up close, it's going to be chill. So everybody who bought a phone probably got one of these that came with their phone, right? And iPhone users, I know you got these. Plug into your phone, and this little doohickey right here, this little volume control knob guy, and most Androids come with this too. See that? That is a microphone. Volume on the back, right? So most phone microphones are garbage. Most of them are garbage. But you can improve the quality by learning, by shooting in quiet environments, by learning how to control your breath, by learning how to speak into the microphone. And you can plug these in, and believe it or not, and you have to experiment. You have to experiment with this. But if you have this little microphone, I actually have a video coming on how to use this and things that you can do to make it sound better. Experiment on where you put this. Right? Now, if you put it directly in front of your mouth, there's a good chance you're going to get a lot of, they call them plosives. That's where you get the heavy p. When you speak, you get a lot of p sounds, right? A lot of breath sounds that hit the little microphone. If you speak directly into this, you might get this. But if you learn how to speak with it just directly, just a little bit out of the path of your breath, or you can wrap this with a little bit of foam, or you can wrap some, like a piece of a sock or something like that. Basically, anything that can stop the wind from hitting this microphone, it will increase the quality. It sounds better than if you're just speaking directly and your wind is hitting the microphone. So these actually are not half bad. There's a lot of people on TikTok, a lot of people on YouTube. This is all they're using, and they're not even covering it, and it works. It works. Wrap it up. Yeah, like Shelly says, yeah, and this is another great thing for users. So if you have this plugged in, I'm just making a mess. Look at this. So I have one of the mics that I have the Boya BYM one. It's like the cable's like 1,000 feet long, and it's just spaghetti. Like, you can't give me a long cable because this is what happens. Like, that happened in like a minute. I destroyed that within a minute. So anyway, you plug this into your phone. And this can start your videos or take your pictures. So if you're doing like slow photography, you're doing like slow shutter speed, or you want to set it up and take a picture of yourself, but you don't want to use the timer, right? Every time you press this, picture, start your video. It's an on-off switch. Okay, Shelly, I'll be checking it out here in just a bit. Zach says, the Boya is ridiculous. Yeah, my Boya, like, it's so tangled up, I don't even try. It's just like, here's the actual, the actual capsule, the microphone capsule. Here's where it plugs into my phone, and here's 5 meters of spaghetti all tied up. The best video editor for Android. Okay. I get asked all the time, what's the best video editing app? Now, I can tell you what my favorite video editing apps are, but that doesn't mean that they're the best video editing app for you, because I don't know what you need as a video editor. You might need green screen or chroma key, so I might recommend an app that doesn't have that. Or you might need multiple layers. You might need a whole bunch of layers in your video editing app, right? And some apps don't do that. So I'll give you a list. I'll give you some apps to look at, and you're going to have to download the free versions. You can download them all for free, and then the ones whichever one you like, end up paying for it. So on an Android, check out Adobe Rush, check out KineMaster, check out Power Director, check out VN, check out VLLO, or Villo, however you pronounce it. VN and VLLO, those are totally free for now. I would say one of those apps, those are probably the higher end level apps. One of those is going to do the job for you, but I don't know what your needs are as an editor. Hold on here. John says, I wonder if it works for older iPhone headphones too with taking a picture. Yeah, it should. I believe I did it on my iPhone 7. I've done it as far back as iPhone 7, I believe. I tried earphones also, but it didn't work for me. Yeah, it could be your technique. It could be, the environment that you're shooting in. I don't know what type of microphone you have otherwise or where you're shooting. Start with the apps. Download a couple of different camera apps. Make sure to select the camera. Raise the audio inside the apps. Just experiment with the apps because it could be your phone. It could be the settings in the camera in your phone. So that's the first place I would start. You might have a bogus mic or a bunk mic. I don't know. But start with downloading some different apps and try to experiment there. Oh yeah, hit Film Express on PC. That's solid. Wow, it does work to take a pic. Yeah, it starts and stops the video too. So if you're setting up your phone, right? Okay, here's a pro tip for iOS users. If you're an iOS user and you use, or the biggest question about iOS users is, how do I film myself, right? If you want the best quality image, you use the rear-facing camera. You know what? Let me grab this. Hold on. 1 second. Now, I'm going to show you an example of this is an Android. But the best camera on most phones is the rear camera here, right? If you use the selfie cam, it gets the job done. And if you're, if it's a great video, it's a banger no matter what. But if you want the best quality, you're going to shoot with this camera. Actually, no, I think this is available for Android now too, if I'm not mistaken. So there's an app called Filmic Pro. And if you have two devices could be a phone, it could be, a phone and an iPad, two phones, whatever. On one phone, you put Filmic Pro. On the other phone, you put an app called Filmic Remote. So Filmic Pro and Filmic Remote. It's made by the same company. Then if they're on the same Wi-Fi, they're connected, then Filmic Remote turns the other device into a monitor. So one phone, you can film yourself, right? The other phone is a monitor, so you can make sure that you're in frame. So you can even put them on top of each other, right? You can get a grip, you can get a phone mount. Do I have an extra phone mount to show you? I do not. So you can get a phone mount, and you can put another phone mount on top of it. So one of them's facing you, and then the screen's turning around and facing you. So you have a monitor of yourself, so you can film yourself. And you can use on and off with the cable to start recording with the cable. Click, 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 click. Or you can get a remote, a Bluetooth remote to do that as well. I love Filmic Pro. Yeah, absolutely solid. Absolutely solid. Please tell me again which camera app I should use. You know what? Just download a handful of them. I would start with Open Camera. Open Camera. Open Camera. Download 2 or 3 or 4 free apps. I think Open Camera has manual audio settings, I think. It's been a while since I opened it up. I haven't opened it up in about a year. But the thing is you want to find an app that gives you manual control over the audio. Then you can experiment to see if you can raise the audio or not. App aesthetics, what's going on? This is an Android. Hashtag this is an Android. Yeah. This is an iPhone. This is my Android with a dead battery, S9, dead battery. Isn't that like spy camera apps? No, not really. It only works with Filmic Pro, and then they both have to be on. I mean, technically speaking, I guess you could use it as a spy cam, but like you would have to, this is getting weird. You would have to turn on, all right, let me think this through. You would have to pair Filmic Pro with Filmic Remote. Then you would have to leave it on, make sure your phone doesn't go to sleep. Then you would have to place your phone somewhere, and then while keeping it on, and you'd have to monitor that through the monitor. So not really good for a spy cam unless you're doing it in the same house. So it doesn't work that way. It's not like you can just say, oh, I just want to see what's going on in my room, and you turn it on, and it, you know, like a security camera. It doesn't work like that. But they need to be paired together. It's not that easy. All right. It says open camera is a good one. Just play around with the free apps, see what works best for your device. Yeah, that's the key. Like, you know, all of this stuff. What's the best video editing app? What's the best, like, they're all good. It's just what do you need and which one works good for your device. And that's key, and I'm glad Zach said that. Sometimes you get an app that just doesn't work well with your phone. Maybe your phone's a little bit older, maybe your operating system's a little bit older, or maybe your phone's maxed out on storage and just apps don't work very well. Maybe you have some malware in your phone. There's a lot of reasons why phones aren't very compatible. The chipset might not be compatible with the app. There's a lot involved there. Oh, this is great. D, do you wear makeup for your videos? No. What you see is what you get. You see me in person. We've met. What you see is what you get. I do not wear makeup. I don't think I could wear makeup anyway, because I'm usually not this scruffy. This is kind of the quarantine beard going on. But no, I don't. I know Nick, I don't know if he made one video or he just made a couple of videos very early on in his channel where he put on a little bit of makeup to hide, you know, under his eyes and stuff, but he doesn't do that anymore. Yeah, Nick did. Yeah, just early on. But no, I don't. I don't wear makeup. I mean, do I look like I wear makeup? Do I look like the kind of guy that would wear makeup? Is that what you're asking? Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to bring some people in here. I'm going to show you the beauty of StreamYard. And for those of you with an Android, you can do what I'm about to do. I'm about to bring on a couple of guests, and we're going to share the screen here. And if you have an Android and you want to do this, you can do this. There's a link down in my description for downloading StreamYard. And then I have a video on my channel, and I have a link to that, I think, down in the description too, showing you, if it's not my description, it's on my video, showing you how to use your Android to run StreamYard, run the entire show using StreamYard. So let me, and if we're going to still go through questions, but if I don't get to your question today, then I'm going to start the next stream with your questions, because there's a ton of them that came in today. And these are always first come, first serve. So I need to come in here, and I need to go into Twitter. We're going to see who's coming in. Neil says Neil cannot come in. He is not, hold on here. Okay, yep, okay, I'm getting the link. It would help if I had the link. So the way this works is inside of the StreamYard admin, they have a simple little button that says invite. You click on invite, they give you a link, and then you just give people the link, and they can come in. Just ignore me, I'm chilling. All right, so hold on here. I've got a ton of messages on Twitter right now. I'm just gonna grab a couple of the ones up here at the top. I'm just grabbing the top few up here. Wow, actually I got like 12 messages here. So I'm gonna grab a couple of these just to show you guys how it works. So the way it works is I just send out a couple of links, and then they're gonna come in and I can add them to the screen here, and that's gonna be really cool. Jason James, what's going on, brother? Okay, first up we have Shelly from Shelly Saves the Day. Hey Shelly, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. You're in Seattle, right?
Yeah. I know you're still stuck where you are, but you know, it's a nice place to be stuck, I'm sure too.
Yeah. I was watching, I know Andrew Edwards has been retweeting a bunch of stuff from what's going on up there with the police and all that.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Whoa. Right?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm bringing Zach in. So, all right, we have Shelly from Shelly Saves the Day and Zach from Zach Talks Tech. And Zach, I'm a little disappointed the lightsabers are not on. I got to be honest.
What they totally drown because they're so bright. They drown out. But I have to put you on pause first. I'm sorry, D. Hi, Shelly. Yeah. Hi, Shelly.
Hey, Zach.
It's been so long. How you
I
doing?
know. I'm glad to hear you're feeling better.
Yeah, I mean, I just got out of the hospital yesterday. D, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So I'm being told in the chat that you're a little bit loud, Zach.
I'm a little bit loud.
I don't
Well,
know. I think
that's
you sound good to
true.
me.
Hold on, I'll turn down my thing here.
Okay. So Shelly, so let's talk about, I know your channel, for those of you who don't know, you want to tell everybody what your channel is about and what goodies mobile creators might find over in your channel?
Yeah, actually,
Channels.
I just put out a video, I think it was yesterday, on my vertical video channel about editing vertical video inside of iMovie iOS version.
Shelly,
Because,
hold on.
you can't.
I think you're loud too. I think you're being
sorry.
told yeah, StreamYard seems to be messing with the volume of everybody recently. So yeah, you can turn down a little bit as well, just a little bit.
Okay. Any better? I'll push the mic farther away too.
Okay. All right,
Check.
go ahead.
How am I
Sorry
now?
about
Is that better? Hopefully that's better.
Yeah. Okay. So go on, Shelly.
Oh, I was saying I just released yesterday on the Vertical Video Vixen channel the how to edit vertical video inside of iOS iMovie. And same principle could apply into regular iMovie as well. But yeah, if you want to go check that out, that's over there. And then on my main YouTube channel is just kind of like a lot of video editing, mainly iMovie or Final Cut Pro, and then some YouTube stuff a little bit too.
So your new channel is Vertical Vixen, right?
Vertical Video Vixen, yeah.
Vertical Video Vixen. And
Yeah.
you'll talk about that. Talk about why you're doing that and where you think things are going with vertical video. Because it breaks my heart a little bit inside to know that things are in, like, vertical video is a thing. It's here to stay.
It really is. It is
a little bit of
infected
me-
everything.
A little bit of me died. A little bit of me died when that happened. But yeah,
I know. And the traditional filmmakers I know, or like who can't have the 2:1 or like the true. But the thing is, there's so much that happens in vertical. So whether that's TikTok, Instagram stories, IGTV, Instagram videos itself, LinkedIn, like everywhere except vertical video, there's tons of data and stuff and statistics you can look at, including like the Mover report. Scientia Mobile is saying that, a lot of the time, 85% of the time when people are holding their phone in their hands, it's in a portrait orientation. Like 80% of the time, and we know that 70% of traffic on YouTube is coming from like mobile devices, or the fact that even on video sites, people, even though they know they can rotate their phone, the majority of them still don't. So, I mean, you could stand out in like kind of a cool way if you are someone who is taking up more real estate on the screen and just meeting people exactly on their devices and how they watch. So I think it's kind of a cool idea. I haven't heard a ton of people really get into this, so I'm hoping to be kind of on that like forefront. I know a lot of people are very resistant, but I think they're starting to come around and realize there's a lot that's in vertical. And even like even on Snapchat, they're saying like 5 times higher conversion. They're saying on Facebook advertising, it's way easier and more cost effective to get advertising in vertical than in horizontal. So I think it's not going away. So it's really like embracing it. I know it hurts a lot of people. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's we're beyond that. We're beyond that now. Like it's completely here to stay. I mean, I don't like. Okay, if I'm on YouTube and I come across a vertical video, I'm just like, what is this? And I close it down. But if I'm on my phone and a vertical video comes through, or it makes sense.
It does make sense.
It makes sense. So it's important to know your traffic. It's important to know who's watching your video. If you have a very, very, very large minority of the people watching your videos who are coming from a mobile device, I can't even believe these words are coming out of my mouth, but maybe you want to test it out. Test one out. Test 2 of them out and see.
And I think it's actually a lot easier to, I'm sorry, Zach, to repurpose all that stuff you've already shot and put it everywhere that accepts it.
I could never get into the whole IGTV. Please let me know if I'm too low. I feel like I'm too low. But I've been playing around more with a little TikTok. Sorry, I can't believe I did it. Yeah, and I've been showing off like what's in my studio, what do I use to podcast, like when I'm doing this kind of thing, what I use to record. Here's my mobile setup, which we'll talk about. Which is why Dee brought me on and everything like that. So I put up one simple one today. Just here's what I used to record, just really quick. It was like 45 seconds long. It's got like 3,000 views already.
I didn't know you're on TikTok yet. I'm gonna go follow you over there.
Yay! Hey, Doug.
TikTok.
Doug Houston, welcome to the chat, sir.
Good to be here. Welcome. Hi, everybody.
TikTok makes it so easy for any new creator to get started. And I think
It's-
it's really good at telling people how to like have a really good message in a short amount of time.
It was ridiculous. I mean, I held down record as I did each part. I posted the just text, and then I picked out a song from the Cult that was already on there. Put it in the background at like 25% volume, and it's amazing. It literally took me 20 minutes to do.
Yeah, it takes so little time, and they give you so many ways to be creative.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people are blowing up. I know a lot of people are going over to from YouTube over to TikTok and just getting crazy views.
Yeah,
Crazy views.
I think it's a great outlet if you're in tech, because like for example, you were talking about niches earlier, D.
Yeah.
I think TikTok's great if like for example, so my niche on YouTube is tech and like Android and iPhone and iPads and right. So, but I mean, I love doing the podcast stuff, but I don't have a podcast channel, and I know how to use the Cam Link with my Lumix here, and my mobile setup. So now I can use TikTok to get that out there for people that are asking about that kind of stuff. Like, how did you shoot all your stuff at CES, Zach? This is how I did it, right? So.
Doug, are you on TikTok?
No, I am not.
I have an account.
I will leave it at that.
I have an account. Yeah. So Zach, show me what's your rig there.
Okay, so I sent you a picture. I don't know if you want to put it up there. It might be easier for people to see, but I'll show here as well. You're talking because this is your mobile. And by the way, I think what you do for mobile, like what you've brought D to the game, like since you and I met, like we met first through Twitter and everything like that, and then in the comment sections, I think you were like 3,000 subs or something like that. And then we met at CES and we totally bonded, and you tried to break into my room and everything. It was awesome. And I got in. He got in. Anyway, so like the way you've really embraced mobile and everything has been awesome. But this is my setup. Okay, this is what I use for CES, and this is some of the best content. I have found my niche. Ironically, it involves being around people, but right now I can't be around people, so I'm trying to find a longer boom arm and thing. But this is my setup. So I got a switch pod. You guys know the switch pod, right? So that comes out like that, and I can put that down, or I can hold it out. This is the DAT VMic D3 Pro mic into an iPhone 11 Pro Max. And of course, I can monitor myself here because this front selfie camera is 4K at 30, and that's what I shoot, 30 frames per second, all you 24 frame per second snobs. And and this came out beautifully. It picked up all my audio and everything. And then when I was streaming a couple of times from my MacBook in my hotel, I plugged the DAT into the MacBook. So this overall setup is actually very cheap. If you already got this phone, adding on this mic, it doesn't even have to be the DAT, but I mean, DAT is such great value. This is such a great vlogging, simple setup. I love this setup.
So that microphone, that DAT microphone, is the same type of. It's I believe that's DAT's version of the Rode Video Mic
Pro Plus.
Pretty much, yeah. It's USB Type-C, and it comes with this nice hard case with USB Type-C to USB-A plug-in. Yeah. And then I just had to. So I've got the Rode version right here. It's very similar. Yeah, this one's powered, and so because it's powered, that actually helps not kill your phone battery as well.
Right.
But then of course you have to add on, because there's no mic, 3.5 inch, so you have to add on the little adapter, the OEM one from Apple right here. And away you go. And then this little doohickey right here. So this is separate. This is not part of SwitchPod. SwitchPod's just this bottom part. This little doohickey right here is from Olzani, I think they're called. Anyway,
Ulanzi.
Yeah, Ulanzi.
No, they're the best. They make the best phone. I use that one because it has the best screw top. Yep, that's the one.
This one's got a reinforced metal over here for the phone, so it's really snug. But the rest is this really light plastic, because because this thing's got a bit of weight to it. But this is nice. So you want to make it as light as possible. And the way the SwitchPod has got this curve here, I mean, it's perfect with my long arms.
I think for vloggers, I think the SwitchPod is a no-brainer. I have it right here holding my microphone. Let me.
Boom.
I can't show this that well, but
okay, you got the added arm. You got the added arm on there. The Joby.
So I've got it holding my microphone right here.
Yep. Isn't it brilliant how they put the additional holes in the side there for screwing like mics? Like they've just thought of everything with this.
Yeah. So I gave them one thing that I would like to see on a new version. So in our studio, I found that I was wanting to use my switch pod. Like I had my microphone, I had my phone in the switch pod, and I was moving around the studio, and I've got all these stands in the studio, and I'm like, man, so I've got this dumb situation where I have everything connected, but I have to like find something to sit it on. So I said, man, for your next version, down here at the bottom, make it so you can screw it into a stand. Like put a hole in it. Put like a 3/4 hole in here so you can screw a stand into it.
Oh, like a monopod kind of thing or whatever, right?
Yes, or the top of a tripod or a light stand or whatever. Yeah. I think then it would be perfect.
That'd be brilliant. Like if they could even do something with a tripod company and like have a quick switch off or something like that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So Shelly, since we're talking about gear, what's your favorite mobile gear? I know you've got the Ulanzi mount there. What else are you rocking over there?
I absolutely, because I also love that it has, the little the cold shoe. Yeah, cold shoe mount for your mic. Because I really like the Shure MV88 Plus. I like that one over the MV88 because it was only the lightning one and you had to stick it into the bottom, so it came really like cumbersome if you had certain cases. So the MV88 Plus comes with a cable, so you can either go USB-C into your Android or other devices, or you can go into a lightning port, and so that's kind of cool. You can even do
that. One second here.
Yeah. Then you can even do it into a computer. So I think that one's really great. There he goes. And I also really like the Olo clip. They actually have it's going to be very similar to that other one, the snap-on lens type thing. So you could do like a wide angle lens or something like that, and get yourself a nice wide view, especially if you're holding it up selfie style.
I bought it the day after I got back to Calgary here in Canada. After you and I saw each other at VidSummit 2018. Remember I texted you? I'm like, what was that thing called? Yeah.
VidSummit. I actually ended up. I had the Panasonic. It was like a Z70 something like that. It's a little 4K flip up monitor one. I ended up only using the iPhone. So it was iPhone 10 at the time. iPhone 10 with the Shure MV88 and on a little Manfrotto Pixie. Nice. And that's what I ended up vlogging that entire experience with because I didn't want to have that little flip up camera.
I love the Pixie. Love this guy.
That's a good one, yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
The only thing that I wish is you have to have some other kind of mount with a rotating thing so you can actually get your video into a vertical because it always stops short. You're just kind of like at this funky little almost 45-degree angle.
But honestly, this switch right here, isn't this like the best? You just push this. Yeah,
with the articulating ball head, it's so smooth.
And then you let go and
hold that up. Can you bring that up closer to the camera?
Sure. You just So
is it the Manfrotto?
Yeah, the little Pixie Manfrotto. And it's so nice because the finger indentation is just really ergonomically like simple, and you can throw that in a purse or a bag or whatever, and it never takes up too much space.
And then as soon as you let go, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
It's awesome. Yeah.
So Doug, I know when I met you at VidSummit, you were rolling around with a little mobile kit.
Yeah.
What's your gear of choice?
Well, now it's definitely the switch pod. So here we go.
That's another switch pod.
There we go.
Switch pod as well.
Good job, my man.
When I got to VidSummit, I just had a basic, I don't even know what brand it was, just a basic mini tripod. And it's also got the same
Ulanzi.
That's the best one. It absolutely is. It's more expensive, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I just picked that up from Amazon. I don't know. I think I got that after because I just had a basic spring-loaded clip for a phone before this. So I got this after VidSummit. Before I just had the spring-loaded clip. And I use it's on a stand, the Rode Video Micro for the mic.
Nice. So with the switch pod, you do have to have like that articulated ball head on the top. You have to buy that separate piece because otherwise you just you just need a tiny bit of tilt sometimes and you got to buy the separate piece.
Yeah, this is a newer ball head.
Yeah.
I got that more recently as well. When I was at VidSummit, I just had the head straight in and was solid.
That's the Joby 3K, right? I think I've got a couple of those.
Yeah, I know that they finally did, Pat and Caleb, they finally did make one that matches, but I'd already bought a few at that point. So
by the way, they made an improvement, or they're going to be improving for the future. I know that they had a little issue with some of these rubber feet sometimes popping off. I lost one, but they sent me like 10. They sent me an envelope with 10 of them and just popped it back in.
Oh, wow.
So they will be improving that for the future. So.
And I know if you ask Cody Warner, he has the only thing that he doesn't like is the strength of the magnet on the legs. And so he had a little hack work around on one of his videos about how he kind of made that a little bit better for himself.
Yeah, he glued some more magnets to him. That was clever.
For a first generation, the SwitchBot is, I mean, for vlogging, it's brilliant. And you just pop your phone on there. I mentioned earlier in the chat, D, that when I was in Mexico, so I got bored. I get bored easily. I can't sit on the beach. Like my wife can sit there all day reading a book. I'm just like, okay, we need to do something. So I grabbed my phone. I literally, I'll use my note here because it's in there, but I literally did this, just holding my iPhone. And I started like asking people around the pool, Mexicans and people from overseas and other Canadians and other Americans, like, what phone do you have and everything? And then I was like, well, all I brought with me here was my iPad. So I was like, okay, I'll just throw it into iMovie. And I got some awesome views with that because it's like everyday people and like, why is Zach working while he's on vacation? Oh, because I love what I'm doing, right? And that was some of the best content I've done in the last year. It was so much fun. But if you listen to those videos, the iPhone picks up the audio so well, and there was noise in the background, like the DJ and everything like that, and it came out so well. Yeah. So it doesn't take a lot. You just need the phone that's in your pocket. It's all about the content. It's all about that value.
Yeah. So. Did you do any processing to the audio after you recorded it, or you
no? I took it and I just airdropped it to iMovie and put my cuts in and the bits of text here and there that I needed to. Did everything on the iPad Pro and uploaded. It was great. Nobody else was using the 5G network there in the hotel or in the resort, so I was able to upload no problem. It was great. Yeah.
So while I've got you guys, do you mind helping me answer a couple of questions while you're all here? Bring your expertise to the table.
Well, we'll try. So I don't know if I'm expert. But...
Oh, yeah, of course you are. Hold on here. Let me back up here. Somebody asked one. Let me go back and find it. Hold on. Where's it at? Okay, somebody asked, and I can't find it. Hold on here. Somebody asked, is it too late to start YouTube?
No.
No? Yeah. Give a little bit deeper on that. Why no?
Okay, so here's why no. If you can niche down and find that specific community that needs that value or that content, you will succeed. So, for example, if you want to start a Fortnite channel right now, good luck. You got to be doing something super unique. But if you're doing a channel that's just on Apple Watch bands, on just the Apple Watch, you would actually do really well. You would do really well on a channel on just that. If you did a channel just on AirPods, you would do really well. Look at El Jefe Gameski, for example, using the budget mid-market for headphones and True Wireless. They've both done tremendously well, talking about brands like One More and Edifier and things like that. So if you can really niche down, whether it's a product or something you're doing, if you can't do just tech, you can't do just travel vlogs, because that's already so saturated. In my opinion, you really gotta what's the unique? What are you gonna be known for?
I like that, Shelly. What do you got to throw into that?
I would say that there are still a lot of countries that are still coming online, period. There's still a lot of people who are first discovering YouTube. And I think it's probably never the great time to come out of the gate with a really crappy channel, but it doesn't mean you don't have an equal opportunity to create a really awesome channel. So if you're saying, is it too late to do anything? The answer is no. Unless you're dead, it's not too late.
Doug, what do you think?
Best answer. No, it's not too late. Definitely not too late. I agree 100% at what everyone's already said there. I think if you are able to come up with a unique idea, niche down as quickly as you can, it's taken me way too long to figure out exactly to get down into exactly what I want to cover. I started off really broad, sort of like a tech tips, content creation. What am I talking about? What's actually working? And for me, it's talking about mobile live streaming, Streamlabs, StreamYard, some of that stuff, and I'll talk about some YouTube how-to stuff, like how do you do that sort of stuff. So then it's being able to narrow down and trying to find out what exactly it is that's going to pop for you, what people are responding to. And if you can do that, then yeah, go for it.
I want to echo and add on to what Shelly said about, like, if you're coming out of the gate on YouTube with kind of like not so great content, not to take away from TikTok, but TikTok is very simple and very instant. If you can bring your content more polished and a little more insightful on YouTube, I think you're going to get an audience there that wants that kind of content, right? I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with TikTok content and doing mobile stuff like that at all. I'm not saying that at all, but it's a different type of audience over there that just wants that quick 1 minute, 15-second type content. Whereas maybe I do want to watch an 8.5 minute long video about how to make scrambled eggs, which I did, and they were awesome. So, do you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be people that crave that longer form, more polished type content.
I dig that. Yeah. Okay, here's a question. Everybody we'll do the round table here. Shelly, they ask, Adventures of L says, which app do you recommend is the best app for editing videos on iOS?
So here's the thing is, there's a couple things to unpack there. So when you say best, that is subjective. So, I could say it's best, but if you only need one layer of overlays, then getting into something like LumaFusion is probably too much. But I would say personally, it's one of the best. So it comes down to not only the features, but the usability and how much time you want to spend in actually learning how to use and do create content with that app. Because also you don't need LumaFusion if what you're really trying to do is like super duper simple and you don't need to do a lot of extra stuff. So I would say, what are some apps that are available for iOS? I would say LumaFusion is awesome if you want to be kind of like more pro. Definitely the bigger the screen, the better it is going to be for you, because it is complicated. There's a lot of extra menus and you really need the extra screen size, like on an iPad or something, to really kind of take advantage of it easier. I would say iMovie will get the job done for most things, especially now that in some of the updates they're doing green screen overlays, a little bit easier stuff. So that one's always good. Splice is good. Pocket Video is fairly intuitive and easy. I've been using InShot a lot. They don't have a ton of add-ons, but the biggest thing I use it for is being able to resize for the background and canvas, having the bokeh for on different platforms. That was probably one of my most used ones. I know Dee's really into Video Leap. So those are just a few that I have a folder called Video. I can tell you. I'm sorry. 1 second. Oops.
Or myself.
iMovie, Pocket Video, LumaFusion, Focus. Focus isn't bad. It's just it's mainly used for photography, but if you screen record while you're doing it, it's a way to give yourself cheap bokeh for free because it has bokeh built into the app. So do the screen recording because it only does photos, but that's a hack there for you. Video Leap, YouCam Perfect is really easy because if you're someone who's a little bit maybe more insecure in your face, they have some skin smoothing and different add-on features that you can do on screen. So you could do that, record the video and just download it. And that's easier. LumaFusion, Splice, and Vaunt. So
when Dee was saying earlier, try them all, Shelly's done that.
She's got them all.
Yeah.
I don't have videos yet on all of them, but I love Planer. I really want to try Filmic Pro. Yeah. And I just got a new one for IG Stories. Spark Camera, I've heard is really good for not only making,
cool.
not only making for Insta stories, but for people are using it really for like TikTok and stuff, because now they have a built-in integration to go straight to, which is really sweet.
I think Justine actually uses that for hers. I know that she's talked.
I know she also does it in LumaFusion too.
Yes.
I've seen her do it. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let me see if there's in here. Yeah, InShot, Quick isn't bad either, and that's the one that was usually for like GoPros footage. But there's actually stuff if you just have your own clips in there, you can play around with that. That's not bad. So yeah, those are the ones I would recommend. Just
keep in mind that whatever program you pick, it sounds. We've said it so many times. Nick talks about it all the time. Dee does all the time. It really is about the content. If you aren't getting people's attention and they're not getting any value in the first 10 seconds or whatever, they're going to click off. It doesn't matter how many great graphics and slow pans and this and that you have. If there's no value there, forget about it. Like one of my favorite creators, great friend of mine, Jason from Painfully Honest Tech. He literally uses no B-roll. It's just him talking, but he talks like he's a former he's a writer, former teacher and everything, and he writes his scripts and everything so well, and he's so articulate that I could listen to him all day complain about the latest LG phone. So, and he uses no B-roll, right? But that's his process. He's found what's is strong for him. So
yeah, Jason's great.
Yeah.
He's fantastic to watch. I get asked all the time, and I know a lot of you guys do too. I'll get asked quite, I'll upload a video and they'll say, what video editing app are you using? What are you editing with? But the thing is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like what I edited the video with, what Shelly edits with, what Doug edits with, what Zach, it doesn't matter. Like, what matters is the actual video itself. Like, whatever, like, you're not going to install the app and like, wow, you've got the app now, you're off and running. Like, you're going to win now.
Here's the thing.
That's not going to make a difference.
I use Final Cut on my MacBook mainly because I got it really addicted to a lot of the plugins, the third-party plugins and everything like that from Motion VFX. And while I don't need them, like when I go on vacation or when I travel, I edit with iMovie, even though I have LumaFusion. I bought LumaFusion, but because my content, like I need just quick cuts and maybe some B-roll that I've done with my phone here and there. I don't need a lot of fancy stuff. Again, it's about the content, right? As long as you're getting that message across and it makes sense and it flows, it really doesn't matter what you edit with.
So Doug, if you were to recommend one video editing app, what do you think is the best? I know it's subjective, but
yeah, the one I've used most is actually KineMaster on iOS. But on my iPad, I would probably go LumaFusion. But just because of the screen layout, you've got the real estate there, and you can, and it's like using an editing program on a desktop. But for an iPhone, I would probably the one I've used most is KineMaster and a little bit of iMovie.
And Zach, what about you? If you're going to edit, if you're going to grab one app to edit with, what's it going to be?
On my Android, I use a KineMaster that you recommend to me. Samsung actually has a really basic built-in one, so I use a Note 10 Plus. And on my iPhone, I use iMovie. On my iPad, either LumaFusion or iMovie. And of course, I mean, that doesn't apply to mobile, but on my MacBook, Final Cut. So I keep it simple, especially with iMovie, for example. Like, it's all integrated there with the iOS system, so it just makes sense.
I didn't realize I was odd person out with like 10 different video apps, but I use like 2.
No, I wish I had the patience like you and to go through all the different ones. I can't imagine all the tips and everything you've learned. Yeah.
I really should make some videos about that.
Boom.
Yeah, you should. You should. So real quick, Stanley Orchard says, I'm screaming for Prism, which is Prism Live Studio, to have scheduled streams and custom thumbs. They're coming. Those things are coming. So custom thumbnails, being able to upload your thumbnails before you go live on Prism is coming. I don't know if it's the next update, but it's coming within the next couple of updates. And scheduled posts, I don't know if streams are included. I think they are, but I know scheduled, yeah, they are. I'm sorry, it is scheduled. Scheduled streams and custom thumbnails that you can upload to Prism. They're coming very soon.
I know you've done a few videos with that and live streaming with it, and you were playing with it the other night, right? When I was dancing on your shoulder. So I know there's a lot of cool stuff in it. It's just one I haven't really dove into.
You would love it. So the app we're talking about, if you guys don't know in the chat, it's called Prism Live Studio. They have a video editor inside. It's a bare bones, basic, very basic video editor. So if you are just getting started, you want something free with no watermark, very easy to learn, their video site does that. It also has a camera inside, but where it shines is it's a live streaming app. It's a free live streaming app. You can turn off the watermark. You can play intros. You can show pictures. You can draw on your screen. You can do picture-in-picture. You're going to be able to add a thumbnail, which is a problem a lot of live streaming apps. You can't add a thumbnail to most live streaming apps. You can't add a thumbnail to it. You can stream at 1080p, which is great. You can multi-stream, and you can do everything for free, and it's a solid app. It's a really solid app. And again, that's another one of those apps I didn't hear about, and they contacted me, and I'm glad I put it in and started working with them. Fantastic app.
I need to play with that more.
Oh, you'll love it. You'll love it. For live streaming on a phone, it's fantastic. Yeah. It's really good.
Very good. I would go to say that it's probably better than the Streamlabs mobile app.
Oh, I do not like that app.
Yeah.
It's kind of clunky.
Yeah, I made one video on Streamlabs, and like, okay, I love the views, I appreciate the views, but it's an old video, it's out of date. Everything I say in the video, it's no longer relevant, but for some reason, YouTube keeps promoting that video. Yeah. It keeps promoting that video. Right now, for the past 90 days, it's one of my top performing videos, and it's completely out of date. I'm just like, YouTube, stop promoting that video.
You can always make a new one.
They get
correct all the things that were wrong.
I like the app. You know?
I'm just glad that StreamYard came along once Google Hangouts when it kind of went bye-bye. This is basically the same thing, but they just added on so many simple They make this extremely easy to use, even on mobile, like if you're on your phone or stuff like that. So if you're looking to stream and just simple, like it'll detect everything, and you pick your mic, you pick your camera, away you go. StreamYard is great, and it's free. Up to a certain amount of time, I think, and so many people online. But even then, the subscription cost is pretty cheap. You can use my affiliate link, by the way.
I just don't understand how they can top out at 720. And I will say that unless your internet connection is extremely fast, the picture quality that I've had between StreamYard and OBS, it is hands down. I even sent to Gage like photos, like screenshots, and I'm like, all my overlays are fine. All the video of me, not fine. Like, this is not okay. Not only am I streaming, with my Panasonic Lumix G7, how can it look this awful and choppy? And they even tried to send me like a link to this other beta site to try. And I was just like, it cannot look this bad. It's like embarrassing. It is embarrassing to put out a stream like this when like the OBS makes it so much easier and has all these other integrations. And I'm like, I'm trying and I'm paying for this service. So can you help me out here? Because I don't know, I'm paying $240 a year or whatever it is so that I can look all pixelated and grainy.
My understanding is that my understanding is that StreamYard is supposed to have 1080p by the end of the summer. So
that would be nice.
Yeah,
couple more.
I was just gonna say I keep hearing that they're supposed to go up to 1080p.
They're testing it right now. Yeah,
which would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is the most intuitive and simple and easy to use. It's the most user friendly, but I cannot get over. Not only is it going to be 720 at your best, but it's just going to look sometimes awful.
I don't think they expected the burst in growth that they had once Hangouts went down, because it was almost like everybody shifted all of a sudden. Or it was like a week before YouTube shut down the Hangouts thing, because I know they were caught off guard. They did a couple town halls where they said they were totally caught off guard that, oh my gosh, everybody's using us now because YouTube shut down their stuff. But no, I agree, Shelly. Like I'll watch my streams like for like this right now, and then I'll go and watch like our friend Travis MCP, and he uses the OBS.
And it's crispy.
It's
so nice.
It's
so beautiful.
Looks so pretty. He looks so pretty.
It's beautiful. And then I'll go back. Like, I literally have screenshots, and I could show you the photo of like an OBS live stream, and then like the one that I did from like StreamYard, and it's bad, like embarrassingly bad, to the point where I was like, I don't even know if I can keep this live stream up. It's bad. So
I agree.
And for people in the chat right now, so we're streaming right now on what we're talking about. It's called StreamYard. I've got a link to them down in the description. And you can run a show like this. You can bring up to 5 guests, so 6 people, including yourself. You can run this using your Android, using the Chrome browser, if you put it in desktop mode. I have a video showing you how to do that. On iPhone, I haven't been successful. I don't know if any of you have been successful.
It's worked with Safari for me. It's worked with Safari for me. Yeah, but it's kind of touch and go. It's sometimes it's worked for me, sometimes it hasn't, but as long as you can force it to open up inside Safari, it does. Yeah.
I don't like that you have to, at least one person has to start the live from a web browser, then anyone can join by phone. And I'm like, you should just be able to start by a phone. It should not be that hard. You should be able to select your.
You can. That's what I'm saying. On an Android,
I've never successfully done it off my iPhone. On an Android, when you're in desktop, but like I've never done it on my iPhone.
I can't do it on my iPhone either. On an Android, you can do it. On an iPhone, I can't.
I'm just saying it's dumb that they cannot simply allow you to start from your phone. It's like, if you can save all of my overlays and you can save my logo and my watermark, you're saying that I cannot start unless I'm starting off of a computer? Like, what about the people who also don't even have a computer and want to start like off their phone? Like, why are you excluding so many people? What if I'm quarantined on vacation someplace and I want to start a live stream? Oh, I can't because I haven't started from a web browser. Like, this is dumb. It's dumb.
Speaking of Travis MCP, aka MVP,
Travis.
What's going on, Travis?
I swear sometimes you say these people's names and they just show up.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, exactly.
Beetlejuice,
right?
Beetlejuice. I'm here for your daughter.
I only said it twice. Because I knew.
Oh, I love it.
Travis, we were saying that you look beautiful in your live streams. It's so crispy and sharp and so nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice setup.
That's the problem. So yeah, StreamYard just like crushes it. I mean, it's great for convenience. It's great if you're just getting started as a streamer. It's fantastic. The learning curve is non-existent.
Yeah.
But the quality isn't always there. So right now I'm streaming with my iPhone, right? I've got my iPhone hooked up, and I'm capturing this, I think, in 1080p, and it's going into OBS at 1080p. I'm using OBS Cam, the virtual camera, pulling it into StreamYard, and then it's crushing it down to a really bad 720.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're just losing so much quality there, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So Shelly, tell me, I'm you know, when you came to Thailand, we talked about this. I'm just fascinated with your vertical vixen. What would you say? So somebody just getting started, and I'm not, like I said, if I find something on my phone and it's vertical on YouTube, I'll watch it because it just fills up my phone. I think it's pretty cool, but I don't think that's where it shines. I think it really shines, you know, on like TikTok, for example, Facebook, and that sort of thing. Are you teaching people like the different platforms for that as well? How to live stream vertically? Like, how deep are you going? Like, what can someone expect if they come over to your channel? So I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome
thanks. I actually even started, I have a coaching program. It's a one-on-one program, 90 days, and it's called Vertical Video Marketing Academy. So it's for brands, businesses, content creators, coaches, if they want to use the power of vertical video to actually increase awareness and across different brands, and how to like convert that attention and capture people's attention into revenue. So turning your followers into clients, basically. But it, you know, there are different rules on different platforms, such as, you know, like IGTV, and like the weird size differentials when it comes to like your thumbnail, or the way that LinkedIn takes either the first frame and like does weird stuff if you try and upload thumbnails. So there's like weird ins and outs, but the general premise of vertical video is still, if you think about it, some of the items that are being showcased are better vertical. Like, how would you do a commercial about a Swell water bottle horizontally and have it really be like fantastic? Because like something like that, like the way that it's shaped, the way that like it's really like come across, like it would probably shine better in a vertical video orientation. So it's really also just realizing that sometimes traditionally people have always gone the wide ways way, and it's not always the best way to go, but I'm just trying to help people realize it's not the only way to go either. So I'm really just trying to increase awareness and kind of be on that forefront of like, guys, this stuff works. And like they have so much data that shows that like vertical video, it actually like it converts better. It works better in advertising. Like it costs less to acquire customers. It catches people's attentions. It's available on so many platforms, and really just trying to like raise that awareness about it.
I wasn't aware until I think, Shelly, it was a tweet or something I saw from you that LinkedIn was really embracing vertical video. I was really surprised to see that when I was going through my feed and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you think about like the majority of traffic is on phones, and you know, people like it when video takes up their phone, and you should like it as well. Like you guys know, like if you have a 16:9 on an Instagram feed, and then you have a 1:1 square, and then you have the 1080 by 1350, which is that 4:5, and then you have the vertical video, the 9:16. Every single one of those, always the worst one is going to be the 16:9. It doesn't matter. Like when you can scroll and see the next thing right under, like why would people want to keep like, and the whole point is to slow down people's scrolls and get their attention. And it's just usually not going to happen as much with a wide video.
Yeah. You know, when I'm outside and I see people just filming videos, okay, so you're watching the riots, right? Like the riots are breaking out all over the world now. And you see all the footage, and you see people holding their phones. Because anytime I see like things going on, I'm always looking to see how people are holding their phones, right? And it's always this.
Yeah. It's always portrait. And that's why like people will get so angry and be like, turn your phone. And what if we said, you don't have to turn your phone. Let's just actually use the video that they have, the way that they filmed it, and have it fill your screen and have that be okay.
By the way, nice hack if you're going to these things or whatever, try to film at 60 frames per second.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, and then or 120, and then if you slow it down, you can catch each frame. So especially for things like if you're at a riot or something like that, where every detail and second counts, something like that is nice to have all the extra detail.
Our friend,
so let's get into master your rioting. We're gonna teach people.
Someone just said vertical video is my pet peeve. Okay, you are
not
my ideal audience. It's okay. I'm not trying to convince everyone.
I don't want to call it that, but our good friend Andrew Edwards did a terrific video about protecting your phone, and if you're going to be going to these things, how to basically lock down your phone so that if you get into a situation and your phone gets taken or stolen or whatever, your data is safe and people know where you are. It was a very insightful video. And depending on how you look at things, you may look at it from a different angle, but I thought the way that Andrew delivered that and everything was really insightful. I actually learned a lot from that.
So. So what Shelly was saying about, and I think Zach, you just said it too. And by the way, cancel Greg. There's 51 people in here. Can we get 50 of you? Because I know one of them's Greg. Can we get everybody in here to put #cancel Greg? You see it on the screen right now. Everybody.
You know what, Greg? I think we talked about this, and I said that we don't all have to cancel you. Although then you said something in a tweet that made me kind of be like, now I see why more people want to cancel you. But at that moment, I was sticking up for you. Remember, in that live stream, I was like, Greg seems nice.
I feel like Greg has really come out of his shell since he partnered up with Travis with GadgetCast and everything. He's seeing a whole different side of him.
Cancel racism.
There we go. I was waiting for that one.
Cancel racism.
That's a good one.
Thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. I mean, you're still getting canceled. It's going to cost a lot.
You're
more
still
than
getting canceled, but thanks for your money. Is what he said.
Thanks for your money.
Thanks for your money.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So Stephanie Marie says, great tips for riots in 60 frames per second. Yeah. So for those of you who didn't get that, so when you have more frames per second, so most of the time when you go out and shoot with your phone, by default, you're probably going to shoot at 30 frames per second. Yep. When you're shooting at 60 frames per second, or you're shooting at 120 frames per second, that's more frames inside of each second of the video. Yeah. So when you slow that down, that's how you get really fluid slow motion, or you can get more detail. So if you're out there trying to film somebody doing something wrong, like police beating the hell out of somebody, you can film it at 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, slow it down and get a screen capture, a very clear screen capture to maybe to get badge numbers or to get a clear shot of their face or something like that.
And most phones, so iPhones and Androids, everything, the default will be 30 frames per second at 1080p. So you just got to go into those settings, change it to 4K so you get a higher detail, change it to 60p. And this kind of stuff can even apply to, let's say you go to a sporting event or something like that, and you want to get details and everything like that. Anything that's fast moving, if you can do that, or like Shelly said, do 120 and then slow it back down, you can really get the detail. But again, definitely play around with those kind of settings, especially if it's critical for you to get information and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like even your kids' soccer games, like shooting at 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second. And if you want to edit that, you can like slow it down when they run up to kick the ball or something, get that really cool slow motion effect. That's fantastic for that. That's why you're not. Go ahead.
I record my B-roll for my tech videos with my iPhone at 60, and then when I import it into Final Cut at 30, it's a nice smooth. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. There's a little hack for you mobile creators. There you go.
That's a great hack. And a lot of vloggers, a lot of tech channels, you always see that really fluid slow motion B-roll.
Buttery.
They're shooting buttery.
I'm gonna get the tool that I use
for buttery.
For that. I'm gonna get the tool that's used for that and show you that. Give me 1 second.
Okay, Neil, thank you for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, and so that's the way they do that. That's how they get that really smooth slow motion as they're shooting at 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second. So Shelly and Doug, while Travis is getting whatever he's going to show us, do you think we're going to have Vid Summit this year? October's coming fast. What do you think?
That's a hard call for Daryl Leaves. That's a hard call. I don't know what the situation's like in California right now.
I think Daryl needs to decide by the end of July if he's going to make any
I think he
decision.
said that there's going to be an email that's going out in the next week or two about it. So he may have already decided. I had read somewhere in one of his forums, because someone was asking specifically about that, and he said there should be an email going out to people in the next week or two about that.
So D, I'll show you this. This is how I record my B-roll. And again, this is for mobile creators, okay? So what this is this bottom part here, this metal part right here. And I got this.
Let me make you full screen. Hold on.
Sure. I got this from El Jefe Reviews. He uses a very similar device, or I think the same thing. This is like a little dolly, okay? So there's a battery in here. You just push the button, and this wheel turns, and then based on how you turn these two wheels, it can either go along like this, or it'll go straight. And then I put a mount up here, which is the Joby, and then just a cell phone mount here. And then I just point that down towards the product, and then on a flat surface. Make sure it's on a flat surface. Nice rubber wheels right here. And this whole setup right here, I think was about $60. Pretty cheap. So you don't need a whole huge long rig or anything like that. You just put this on a nice flat surface, nice table, and get those nice panning, B-roll shots. I do that at 60 frames, and it's beautiful.
That's electronic, right?
That's battery powered. Yeah, there's a battery in here.
Battery powered.
And then you just flip the battery around if you want to go it the opposite way. And then depending on how much turn you want, you just turn these wheels in or out, because it's just the one wheel here that goes. And that's it. This is the Andor. I think it's Andoer.
Yeah. Andor.
Dolly. Yeah. And it's brilliant if you're looking for a simple dolly setup.
All right, that's pretty cool, man. Fully involved in media group. Thank you for the super chat. Says protest awareness and protest preparedness. # keep phone charged.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Get yourself a good charger. Yeah. Get yourself a good mobile charger or a battery pack. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Liberty Life. Yeah. So I've sent an email to them. I'm waiting to hear back from them, because I know a couple of people have had some problems using the music out of Video Leap recently. I think the AI is kind of incorrectly flagging them. So I've reached out to them. I just haven't heard back yet. So I'm working on it. So Shelly, you said Daryl's supposed to release something within a week. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I read in one of his forums that he said in the next, I think, 2 weeks, there should be some sort of like email announcement about Vid Summit.
I hope it doesn't get canceled, but I just don't see how they're not going to cancel it. Because here's what I think is going to happen. I think because in a lot of cities, okay, they flatten the curve or whatever. But if you look at the data, if you go to Google, you look at the data, like a lot of cities are still on the increase, especially like in Texas and South Carolina and places like that. Mm-hmm. And then everybody's on the they've got millions of people on the streets right now protesting.
Yep. I think we're going to see that second wave pretty soon, in 2 weeks. And all of those, they already have some of those states that have reopened, seeing like higher, like Arizona, where they're seeing higher upticks. They're going to end up like going backwards in their evaluations. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if it got way worse here in the next few weeks.
And I was really looking forward to going this year, because I missed you guys last year because I was sick and everything. I was ill, but now I'm better, and I'm going to be hurting tomorrow. I know that, but I just feel so much better since I got the surgery done. So I love Daryl. I hate to see Vid Summit canceled, but I mean, we just got to be realistic. Really.
I have a feeling it's going to be virtual this year, if anything, and then next year in person. That's my guess. That's my guess.
If we're not back there by 2021, we're going to have worse things to worry about than not going to Vid Summit.
Yeah. Stephanie Marie says here, my province is still highest in Canada. Just saying, just stay home if you can. I'm assuming Stephanie is either in Ontario or Quebec, I think, if she wants to verify. Yeah.
So, Doug, you guys have it pretty much handled down there now. Am I correct?
Yeah, our new cases most days are 0, so we're doing quite well, particularly in our state. We've actually blocked the borders off. We don't let people come in, and if people fly in, they got to self-isolate for 14 days still. If they're coming from overseas, at one point they were putting people in hotels for 14 days, and don't let them in the community until they've got the all clear.
By the way, Doug, I'm very surprised that you are not using a Rode product as an Australian. What is wrong?
Yeah, what's up with that?
What's up with that, sir? Okay, there we go.
I have a Rode, and I've also got the very first mic I got was their lavalier.
Okay.
So I do
Actually,
have that
Oh
as well.
yeah,
I have
What
that
two
was
was
okay. It
grandfathers.
has like the world's shortest cable. It's
Yeah,
like
it's very
so
short.
stupidly short. I cannot with that. It's no.
what
You
mic
have
is
to have
that?
an extension cable for that.
What mic is
So-
that, Doug,
Yep.
that you're using?
This one is the Video
No.
Micro.
The one you're using right now, the one you're talking into.
Oh, this is the Samsung Q. What's it?
Oh,
It's the Q.
it's the
Q7,
Samsung?
I think.
Oh, it's the Samsung. Okay. Yeah.
Samsung. So it's just an XLR.
No, it sounds good, man. It sounds clean.
Yeah.
So Zach, John Pullum asks, he says, Zach, what kind of lighting are you using in the background, the purple ones? Do you have an affiliate link for it?
I don't. I should. I probably do in a video, but these are the hue lights. So I've got
Philips?
Yeah, I got Hue Bloom and the bulbs. So these ones are wireless if I want to. And then I got the bulbs, and I've got different settings here on my phone. So for example, this is my Christmas lighting. Okay. Here's the concentrate when I'm in here working. Arctic, Savannah sunset. And of course, this is my filming purple, and right. So I just do it on my phone here, and makes it super simple. Of course, I have the lights upstairs tied in with the kids' bedrooms and stuff like that. So these are the hue lights. Every single bulb in here, everything in the background, everything is all hue. I literally walk in here, I say, "Hey," keyword, turn on the lights. The lights turn on. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Or you can use Alexa or whatever. But yeah, not cheap, not the cheapest way to go. For the longest time, I was actually using those $20 bulbs you can buy like for $20 or $25. You can buy 6 of them on Amazon. They come with a little controller, and because they're all in the same frequency, I actually had 6 of them in the ceiling here. So I just had to point up and hit one button. So if you're looking to do colored lighting on the cheap, look for those on Amazon. There's so many different ones. You can buy like 5 or 6 bulbs at one time. They all come with individual controllers, but they're all the same frequency, and you can get the same effect that you see here. I just decided to, spend the money and go totally automation. But that's a good way to start with some good cheap lighting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I use in the studio back on my set in the studio. Anytime you see like the purple lighting, or even the hair light, the crisping light, it's that's a Philips Hue light as well. Mm-hmm. Definitely not the cheapest way to go, but they're great.
No,
they're great.
No, this took me a while to change all these out and everything, and I got Philips did hook me up here and there to do a couple little things on Instagram and Twitter. So
nice.
I may be paid for maybe 3/4 of this, but yeah.
So Zach,
each bulb itself is pretty expensive, and you have to program them. And then we have a few in our house, and like you can even create programs and stuff. So like we have it so that if during watching football and the Seahawks score, they flash green and blue.
Yep, exactly.
So Zach, I'm glad you said that, because I get asked a lot during chat, and I'm surprised I didn't get asked yet during this chat. So you're a tech channel, and a lot of people coming into tech, they're trying to, and I know you get hooked up with all kinds. I mean, you get stuff from Nomad, like you just said, you got something from Philips. You want to give some advice for up and coming tech channels on how they can just start getting products from companies.
Okay, so the worst thing you can do is be like, dear company, like sending in, or okay, so like, it really depends on the person, but email is always the best way when you're trying to establish a relationship with a brand. Don't be blindly sending out tweets saying, "Hey, company, can you hook me up with this?" That works for some people, but keep in mind that Twitter is a huge public, watering hole, basically. But if you're going to contact a company and ask for product in exchange for doing a video, or however you want to do it, or a sponsor or something like that, propose to them like why you should work together, and don't tell them I have this many subs and I love your stuff. What is the true value? What is the return on investment? Like, yes, they already have the product, okay, but like, why should Nomad send out their $200 titanium armband for your Apple Watch, right? Well, this is why, and this is the kind of viewership I'm going to get, and we have a history, and right? So you give them a reason. Really take the time to write out those proposals, because it really is like a resume. It really is like a proposal. And there's other companies out there that they'll gladly DM with you on Twitter and everything like that. So you really got to kind of feel things out and just know, but don't just be mass emailing 30 companies with the same template. Hi, I have a tech channel. I have 400 subs, and can I review your cases? Well, give them a reason, right? Develop a relationship, because I promise you, if you develop that relationship and get known for that product and reviewing that stuff, people are going to come to you, because people still come to me. They tweet me all the time. Zach, what's the latest Nomad case like? I'm like, it's freaking awesome, right? And here's why, right? And so, yeah, so really develop that and give them a return on investment reason, an ROI. That's
Where were you at channel size when you started being able to get things from brands to showcase on your channel?
I immediately started getting emails at around 400 subs, but like we're talking like no name kind of Bluetooth speaker stuff. Right. I mean, I get, and this is no word of a lie, I probably get between 3 and 6 emails every day. Will you review our Bluetooth speaker, our headphones? Now, if you want to review every single little thing that comes out there, that's your prerogative. Give her. But just know that you're going to kind of niche yourself or paint yourself into that kind of corner, and just really think about it. Okay, yes, you're getting these Bluetooth headphones that maybe retail for $60, but they probably cost that company $15 to make. And are they really the greatest quality? And would you actually buy those? Like, really put yourself in your audience's, put them in put yourself in their chair, because you're putting your integrity, your advice, your review on the line there. And if you end up suggesting something that's kind of crappy, it's not a good look for you. So I'm going to give you an example here. There's a online tech company, GearBest. They're basically like the Amazon tech of over in China. They sent me their clone or fake knockoff, if you want to call them, AirPods. Okay. I said, fire them over to me. I said, if they're cool, I'll do a video. No promises. That I put that in all my responses to these kind of things. They sent them to me, and then they started. The moment they arrived here, they sent an email. They sent an email twice a day saying, "Where's the video? Is it going to be called this? You have to put this." No. I don't have to do anything. I told you. So you have to stand up for yourself. You really do. Know your value. I told you I would take a look at them, and I'll do a video if I think it's worth it. So you know what? I finally did do a video, and I completely crapped all over them and called them out, and I don't regret it at all. And you know what? My audience thanked me. Yeah. So I'm really big on integrity and making sure that you're bringing that proper value. And I make sure I align myself with brands that I want to work with, that I'm interested in with. I don't want to review just every Bluetooth speaker out there. Right. So that makes sense.
Solid.
I know that's long. So
yeah, that's solid. No, it's great advice. I get asked that almost every live stream. Somebody's like, "Hey, I've got a new tech channel. How do I get gear? How do I get things to talk about?"
Yeah. No, it's as simple as as reaching out and asking. All you have to do is ask and show that it doesn't have to be a long-winded email with a bunch of stats and everything. Just get to the point. Here's the value. Here's why. Maybe give them an idea what the video will be like. You know, even tell them I'm new at this. I know you guys are a new Bluetooth speaker company. Can we maybe work together? You know, can we work together? Can we partner together? Can we be friends? Whatever you want to call it, right?
No.
Want to be friends? Yeah.
I caught you, Todd. You've been outed.
So
NCS Town, is that you?
Yeah. So, but I guarantee you, once you hit like that 400 or 500 mark, you're going to start getting everybody and their dog sending you stuff or trying to send you stuff. So
okay, Doug, Shelly, and Zach. I know all of you get sent emails from Amazon sellers. How do you handle those? Because I get asked this question a lot too. How do you handle emails saying, "Hey, we want to send you a product, but you got to buy it first on Amazon, then we'll reimburse you with PayPal"?
Nope, never. I don't do it.
Nope. Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that?
It's against the terms, and you have no guarantee you're going to get the money back. You can lose your Amazon affiliate status. You can lose your actual Amazon buying account, and they're just looking for the rating or to integrate your video so they can put it on. So again, if you ever get contacted by one of these companies and they ask you, you should actually reply back with saying, you can only share out the YouTube link. You may not download or reuse my video, and keep an eye on that, because I've had companies download my video and put it on Amazon. So keep an eye on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say, I'm also very selective about, I also agree with Zach that it should be done usually by email, not like mass texting over Twitter.
Yes.
But I usually tend to only reach out to companies that I've already started using their product. I like their product, or like it's something that I've wanted to try. And so like, for example, I wrote an email to a video captioning service that I was really kind of into. And I was like, dude, I like your guys' project. And it's like, it's pretty cheap. And why don't more people know about you? And do you guys want to give me some minutes? Maybe we talk about you some more. And they were like, yep. And then I reached out to actually to SparkCam. This just happened last week because I was actually looking at their app. I was kind of using like futzing around with the free version. And I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. And it's like $5 a month, $30 for a year, $60 forever. And I just wrote them and I'm like, hey, do you guys want to give me a free forever license? And then maybe we can work together on making a video about how to use it for Instagram stories. And they were like, it took like a week and a half. And they were like, we looked at your channel. We like your videos. And yep, here you go. Like, do you want any info? So like, I really try and only reach out to the companies that I genuinely actually like. So most of the ones that come in, I will try and respond and be like, no, this doesn't like align with what my channel is, or no, I'm not interested in this. Keep me in mind in the future. And I think it's also really professional. Sometimes there was some people that reached out to me a while back. I had made one phone video. It was just like here's some of my cases or what's on my phone. And like a phone grip company reached out to me and said, hey, do you guys want some grips? And you make a video. And I was like, it's not really in my wheelhouse. It's not really what I do, but I know 2 different people that make this type of content if you want me to connect you with them. And they were like, yes, please. So like, Zach, I got you in touch with them. And I think you did make a video with them. So I think it builds a good relationship with a brand. If you can also be like, hey, I'm not your right person. Maybe this person's the right person, but it also builds a relationship in the community to be like, hey, Zach, remember that time? Like, hey, this actually happened.
And one of the biggest resources, if you really want to get your ear to the ground to find out what people are talking about and what brands are really connecting with creators and everything, Twitter is huge. So I'm going to shout out some companies here that are really huge within the creator community that interact to work with us. Deity
is so good.
Nomad, SwitchPod, Rode. So if you go to some of these guys' Twitter's accounts and everything, you'll see them interacting. They're sending out the memes and the funny gifs and everything. They're not just there to say, hey, we got this latest promo. They're really interested in creators and everything and getting involved and everything. Like when Deity found I was going to CES, they're like, do you have a mic for CES? I'm like, no. They're like, can we send you our D3 to try out? They didn't ask for anything in return, but I talk up its praises now all the time. I love this microphone. So that's really great value. That is a great example as a company that wants to work with smaller micro influencers, or whatever you want to call yourself. Yeah. Nomad is a terrific company. They work from everybody from big guys like Jerry Rigg, your average consumer, all the way down to small fries like me, right? So they're great for that as well.
Deity is a class act because they even reached out to me when I was complaining on Twitter actually about the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus or the Pro that I had, where it's like every single time you record one video, you leave the 9-volt battery on and you go the next time and it's dead. And I was like, this stupid mic. And I'm like, do you know how many like hundreds of dollars on 9-volt batteries I've spent? And they're like, hey, do you want a mic? You want to try one of ours? And I was like, yes.
Rode and Deity definitely have a love-hate relationship. It's kind of funny to see them go at it sometimes.
And actually, I said I would make a like a comparison video, and I was supposed to do it. Side story on the Rode VideoMic Plus Pro and the Deity mic, the VMic Pro 3 one. But Rode ended up sending me a mic, and it was the exact same mic that I already had. And so like. Wow. I didn't want to be like a jerk. And I'm like, hey, I can send this one back to you. Do you want to send me the other one that we're supposed to do the video on? And they just ignored me. So I was like, I have this extra Rode VideoMic Pro. And like, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that comparison video with the Pro Plus and the whatever. So I was just like, maybe I'll just do it with the old version of the VideoMic Pro. But I already know what I don't like about the VideoMic Pro. And that now I have to really play around with the Deity. I really like, though, that you can use it on so many different devices on your computer, on everything. It's pretty cool so far.
A quick question for Doug and Shelly and Zach. You might know this as well. So in the live stream, you can now pin comments in the live stream. Is that for everyone, or is that for a certain sub-level? Do you know?
I think it's a sub-level thing. I've never seen it.
It is a sub-level?
I tried to pin comments in my stream on Saturday, and I couldn't figure it out. So it's probably not available to everybody yet.
You mean your own stream or like this? Because like this stream, I can't do anything.
In
your own stream.
Yeah,
okay, I don't know.
Your own stream, you can now pin comments. I just don't know if it's a sub level or not.
I think it's a sub level thing because they might actually have to turn it on because I know, for example, even Jason at Painfully Honest Tech, he's 180,000, and he doesn't have the pin option. They have to turn it on.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. I'll give you another example of the weird things that are going with the whole live stream stuff. Viper at 1.5 or 1.7 thousand subs on his Vipe Drive channel has memberships.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, but I think it's because he streams so much, so they're testing some things out, so it really makes sense for him. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't have membership on my channel. Period.
Viper's live like almost every second day, or if not every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's the James Brown of YouTube.
He's a machine.
He's the hardest working man in the business.
He's such a you know what's funny about Viper, and he knows this. It's okay if I say this.
Hold on one second. I didn't see Mike come there. Mike Phillips, how you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm good. How are you?
Waiting, man. So Zach, go ahead with that. We'll get to you in just a second, Mike. Hold on.
I was just gonna say Viper is actually an extremely. I don't want to say extremely, but he's kind of a quiet guy. Remember Vid Summit, man? As soon as we got the live microphone in front of him, he just exploded, and everybody's like, "Why is this black man running around and yelling in the hotel?" And it's like, okay, no, Viper has a microphone in front of him. He just totally turns into a different person. He takes it up 100 notches. It was amazing.
He's the most quiet, chill dude until that microphone comes out, and it's just like,
boom.
Yeah, like level 100.
Yeah. Puts the sunglasses on. It's over. Great. Nice to meet you, Mike.
Hey Zach, nice to meet you. I haven't met you. I've met everybody else here. I think at Vid Summit. So I don't know that I met you though.
I was not there last year. I was there the year before. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. And I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen with this year, huh?
Yeah, that's what we're just talking about. My thought is, like, I agree with Shelly. I think it's going to be a virtual summit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything will be online. I think October is just too soon.
I agree with you. The crazy thing. I gotta shut that off in the background because it looks goofy. I got like this weird. I must have a weird green screen or something. No, we were talking like so many things. I actually connected with Shelly after Vid Summit for a little bit, and God bless you and your advice, because I've done some of that stuff and the things that I had the opportunity to. And the great news is, for anybody who's watching, if Shelly offers you advice, just take it because it works. And everybody's nodding their head, right? And so I had 5 different motivational style speaking gigs lined up at the beginning of this year that all turned into either virtual summits or non-existent. So I'm excited to get back on that circuit, just depending on how it. Here it is. None green screen. There, turn that off.
There you go.
Sorry,
so I don't want to interrupt, but D, I do need to get going. Shelly, was great to see you. Doug, awesome.
Okay.
Mike, sorry to our this is
no
quick.
Man.
And everybody in the chat and everything. Hopefully, I brought some value for you guys tonight and helped answer some questions and everything. D, thanks for having me. It's always so great to talk to you, man. And
dude,
on a personal note, D, I really appreciate all the personal support and the conversations that you and I have had over the last year and a half, because it's been rough, and I'm glad you were there, man. I really am.
Always here, man. Get well soon, brother.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers, man. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Cheers.
There we are. All right. Now we got rid of him. All right. Now the party's starting.
Oh, jeez. That's brutal.
Totally kidding. Just kidding.
That's
Come on.
No.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm sure everybody knows you're kidding. It's just
kidding.
So funny, man. I'm just trying to look at the chat and get caught up. That you were talking about a minute ago, just as I was listening. I was sitting listening in, and I'm typing up. I've got a live stream in the morning doing. I've gotten back to doing like my morning devotionals and such. Yeah, he was still there.
I'm just kidding, man.
I want it known that I stood up for Zach. I said he's a great guy.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I was just sitting in the background as everybody was talking, and you were talking about the microphone thing, and I agree with you on the Rode mics too, Shelly. I guess I shouldn't. You're using one on your stream, D. You're probably going to end up promoting them. So it's like, but no, they're rough.
I have the Rode Pro Plus. I have the Rode Smart Lav, the lavalier microphone. So on Niman Live, we have the Rode Is it Podcaster?
The Podcaster. It's so cool.
Yeah, we have the Rode. I believe it's called the Podcaster. Is it Pro? I don't know. We've got Rode mics for our Niman Live show, and they sent me this one, the NTG or the Video Mic NTG. They sent me this one. They're like, "Hey, you want to review the mic?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll check it out." This is the one that it's the Deity version is what Zach had. It works with your phone. It works with the computer. Whatever you want to plug it into. So the funny thing about this microphone, and I want to make a video about it, but I haven't yet. But the funny thing about this is, so you can, let me see if I can adjust this here so I can show you. You can move, so it's got this little slider right here. So you can slide it up and you can slide it back. So if you need to move it backwards, right? But when you are using it on your phone, and you're using the wide angle, you're using the 0.5 wide angle lens on the phone, even if you move it all the way back, you've got like 4 inches of microphone hanging off the top.
Really?
Yeah. So you have to zoom in past it in order to do that. So it's a great mic otherwise, but if you're using it on your phone in a vlogging situation directly on top of the phone, you have to kind of zoom past it in order to get it to work. So that's
I know what you're talking about.
You would not have that problem with the Shure MV88 Plus because it's a tiny little baby.
That's one of the ones right here. This one right here. Yeah.
One of the ones I just got, and I'm doing it for my video tomorrow, is a Boya. I don't remember something.
BY1.
51. Yeah, BY1. It's a lav mic, and so I just got it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds so much better than. The problem I have with Rode mics is just leaving them turned on. It's my own fault. It's my own fault for leaving them turned on.
I'm not saying it's not my own fault. I'm saying I'm still angry about it and the amount of money that I've lost in 9-volt batteries.
9-volt batteries, yeah.
It's so dumb. And it's because also the Shure, the Rode Video Mic Pro, because you have to flip that sucker over and then kind of mess with it where the foam is on the bottom to get that 9-volt in. It's just a pain in the ass every time you got to change out a battery. And it's just a pain. So.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. So
the Pro Plus doesn't.
I
have
know
that battery.
That's why they were going to send me the Pro Plus so I can make the Pro Plus and then Deity Pro V3 Mic Pro. But then they sent me the Pro. So that's what I'm saying. They sent me another of the mic that I already had that I was complaining about, and then I was like, I can't make a comparison video with that.
So here's an interesting side note. I was just looking at some of the stuff in the chat, and you brought up a minute ago, D. You were talking about, or maybe it was Zach that brought it up, different levels of people that are getting different features. One of the goofiest things. So I'm about to hit 2,500 subs on my channel, so I don't have any of the cool stuff.
Congrats.
Well, thank you. I don't have any of the cool stuff like you guys have just yet, but I'm working on it. I'm playing catch up. So. However, one of the interesting things, so I got a Google Pixel phone because I dropped my phone and I was like, okay, I need to get a new phone. I'm going to try this out. And the first 24 hours I had it in my YouTube studio, I had the ability, I think it's YouTube Stories, when you can go on and you can do the little story stuff. Because what do you get that at 10,000 subs, I believe? Is that right?
I'm not sure.
Sometimes they still have to turn it on, and it's not guaranteed, but usually around 10,000.
We'll call it 10,000-ish, Shelly. So 10,000-ish subs. But the crazy thing was, I had it for 15 minutes, and I was all excited. That was the one thing. I came home with my new Google phone, and I told my wife, I was like, "Hey, I got this story feature. I got to go and use this, right?" And I recorded one, and then I ended up getting tied up and finishing recording a video and doing something else. I came back the next day and it was no longer available. And I was so upset by it.
Is it the original Pixel phone?
It's a Google Pixel 4 XL.
Oh, never mind.
It's
no. I was saying, if you have the original Google Pixel phone, which you can still pick up used on Amazon, because anything uploaded off of that up into Google Photos was free storage, it's a really easy hack if you want free cloud storage for all of your footage, photos, video, to run it through your phone.
Well, it'll still do that on this. I'm talking about like the actual like the YouTube stories where it was going to be like I thought I was going to upgrade my cool level, and it turns out I did not. I'm still the same.
No, you can still upload from your phone to Google Photos, but it's going to count against your storage limit. But that was the beauty of the original Pixel phone.
Right.
If you can still pick one up used, is anything uploaded from that phone to Google Photos was free and did not count against your 15 gig like free limit.
I think I have 2 terabytes now because I send everything there anyway. So I back up 100% of everything. So hey,
yeah, if you have a Google Pixel phone, yeah, there's a great, Stephanie explains it all. She will kind of show you, and there's a script and you can like rip it. But if you run a script from your computer, push whatever you want onto your Pixel phone, it will upload to the cloud, then make sure it's verified that everything is there, then delete it and just keep doing it in chunks. So 4K, it's whatever that you shot it in is also 4K, like 20 megapixel, whatever. Nothing counts against your monthly limit. It's just, and it's free.
Wow.
Right.
Nice.
So I bought that phone used, and I have it hooked up to my computer, and I just keep shoving video and photo to it and feeding it to the cloud. So.
That's awesome.
That's a great little hack.
That's nice.
Doug, you're awfully quiet down there.
It is. I am.
He's quiet down under.
I do have mobile news. I've been 100% iPhone for probably 10 years at least. I've got an Android phone coming. I ordered it last night. A Samsung Galaxy A31.
Interesting.
So it's going to help with content. That's my news.
That's awesome. I had a Samsung, an S8 Plus that I've used forever for a ton of stuff. Great phone. I'm a big fan of Samsung phones, but I dropped it and shattered it and was like, okay, so I go to my local store and so forth. One of the struggles that I have with current Samsung specifically phones is like, if you want the new latest and greatest stuff, it's $1,200, $1,300.
Yeah.
And the difference was I got a Google Pixel. I mean, and I don't know what their MSRP is, but because I've been I don't know if you want me to say, I'm a Sprint user. I've been one forever. Not trying to endorse one or another, right? I don't know how into that you get on your streams, D. But so I've been on their service since like 1997 or something like that. And so I got a Google Pixel 4 XL for $199. So I'm like, okay, when you compare the features and looking at it, it's like, okay, well, $199 versus $1,200. And I literally only use my phone as a phone. I do very little. I do some mobile content creation. I've done more in the last year because of watching you. But in general, no, I'm serious. Yeah. In general, I would have never done that. I'm a traditional PC guy, regular camera or webcam. I like, it's totally out of my element to do the mobile thing.
You know, the thing about making content on your phone, like full disclosure, if you say, hey, D, here's a Sony 6400, or here's like a Samsung Galaxy S9 or an S10, which one do you want to do a video on? If it's a vlogging thing, I'm going to grab the phone. But if it's like an inside, if it's a studio thing, I'm grabbing the DSLR. Every 10 times out of 10 times, you know. But the thing about making content with your phone is, like, it's great to know how to make content with all the tools, right?
Sure.
Because then you can choose the right tool for the job. So if I'm in a studio, if I'm doing them in live, or if I've got a set and I need like a certain lighting setup and I know I can't dial in my phone to get that, I'm grabbing a DSLR. If I'm outside, if I'm shooting something with a lot of natural light, I'm grabbing my phone. So I think it's great. You know, a lot of people, even if you make content with your PC in a DSLR camera, if you learn how to do that stuff on your phone, learn how to edit with your phone, learn how to do all that stuff. Like Zach said, he's on vacation and he just, you know, he got inspired to just make a bunch of content with his phone and his iPad. So he did. And he's normally a PC user as well. So being able to know how to make that stuff, learning how to live stream with it, even if it's not your regular live streaming setup, just knowing how to do it, learning how to use all the tools. I think it's a great way to go. So you learning how to make content with your phone, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's absolutely, I'm all about using different bolt-on components. It was like, gosh, I don't know what's going on with my camera.
Shelley, are you drinking wine? Because
we call them bottles of truth.
Cheers,
If you were
Shelly.
there, if you were there for the Viper live streams, you would know they are called bottles of truth. There is more truth at the end of every bottle.
That is absolutely true too.
I was in there for about 10 minutes. I actually asked you. I left a comment. I was like, Shelly, is it wine o'clock? Are you drinking?
Yeah,
wine?
I know. I saw that comment, and I'm like, oh, D, it is always 9 o'clock.
There's never a bad time.
I love it.
We just go from white wine, cold wine, rosé wine, go into the evening, some red wine. I mean, there's always time for wine.
For those of you just tuning in, welcome to the wine stream with Dean and Shelly.
So in today's stream,
Doug and I are just here as cheerleaders.
In today's stream, we've covered YouTube questions. We've covered mobile tech and mobile gear. We've talked about how to deal with brands if you're just starting as a tech channel. We even talked how to prepare your phone to go out and shoot riots. We talked about rioting. Now we're talking about wine.
Well, I am going to say it. This is from Gary V, his wine text. Not the empathy wines, but the wine text service where they send you a text in the morning for like their deal of the day wine. So now I think about this, and I had seen actually a TikTok video of him. Of course, he has 4.5 million viewers on TikTok, subscribers. And he was talking about, how much it breaks my heart that as much content as I give away for free, people buy their wine at the grocery store, from wine.com, at whatever. And he's like, how many years I've been doing this and how many episodes and how much I talk about wine. And this is an easy way. If you're already going to buy wine, I can get you one discounted and you get all these great deals and you could support me and my business and say, thank you for the way that I've supported you all these years. And I kind of was like, oh, he's talking to me. Like, I will start buying that wine. It's a better wine at a good deal. They deliver it to your house. The shipping is super cheap. And I need to buy wine anyway, so why not start buying it from him? So that's kind of been my thing lately is like during all this, I discovered, I was like, yeah, I'm going to start buying some of that wine.
That is the ultimate in personal branding or in wine branding. He is, I absolutely agree with you there. I don't know that he does beer text, but if he did, that would be his guy.
So here's what we need to do. We need to have an 18 plus only stream, lock it out, age restricted. And we need to have like everybody grab their wine and just have one of those nights.
How many people can you get into a stream on StreamYard, D?
Six. Total of 6. We can call it
like a 6-pack.
We can call it the stream of truth.
The stream of truth. Welcome.
The streaming 6.
I was going to ask you something and I lost it, and it even had to do with mobile create. Oh, I'll think of it in a minute. I'll think of it. It'll come up.
So I am going to say one last plug about vertical video, and because people hold their phone in portrait orientation, because there's so much content creation happening on phones. I mean, like people, even when given the choice, sometimes with fancy equipment, just like I was at Vid Summit, I had the choice. I use my phone. And if you can really think about that and all the apps that you can use to edit, like there's not really a good excuse that people have anymore about not having the right equipment, not having the right software program to be able to get their videos and message across on YouTube. They're just not.
Yeah. No, you're right on. That one of the things I was going to say. So I did get on TikTok, Shelly, because of Shelly.
Proud of you.
I am
awesome.
Well, I am not a TikTok guy, but I will tell you what is fun. Here's the terrible thing about TikTok. Well, terrible and good at the same time. So my daughter is on TikTok. She's 8 and she thinks it's the best thing ever. So between Shelly telling me, Mike, you need to get on TikTok, and my daughter being there, and my wife like, hey, I don't want another social media source to monitor, and we got our kids' stuff locked down. Obviously, my daughter's a gymnast and she loves to dance. And so like it is the best possible platform. At the same time, it is the worst possible platform for that age demographic. But anyway, beside the point, I get on there and I will tell you, that is one of the most fun things. If you've never made a TikTok like an 8 to 10-year-old girl, that's my jam. Like those are the things that are on my TikTok. I cannot get into doing this stuff really seriously, but it is, it is a fun platform, and when you get in there, some of the content that is on that platform, you fall into a TikTok hole. It's worse than
yeah, like an hour or two goes by, but people are so creative, and
Oh my
It's
gosh.
amazing. It's so good.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So,
and you can make money on TikTok, not only for sponsored posts, brand takeovers, but there is also a thing, once you reach 1,000 subscribers, you can go live and people can buy currency and donate it to you. So there was actually, like, last quarter alone, we're talking like almost $200 million, not counting people's merch or any other like services that they have. We're talking just from chat donations. We're talking almost a couple $100 million.
That's crazy.
It's insane, the amount of money that's out there.
I've been on the fence for so long. I've got my account, and I
know.
TikTok.
I hope, or like we were talking about that in Thailand.
Yeah, I know we talked about
and
that.
And if you guys haven't seen it, there is a TikTok. I have it on my account of Nick Nimmin doing dancing with me. That was my first dancing TikTok. We did a dancing TikTok.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. In the middle of Starbucks. It was pretty awesome.
So I got a question for all three of you, and this will serve people in the chat. So how do you get your creative thoughts out, or how do you hang on to them? Like, when you're processing. So like I decided Sundays was going to be my creative day, and I was going to do my recorded videos on Sundays. Okay. And I'm sitting there and you've got this mental block. So what's your process? And for any one of you, what's your process? Are you taking notes on the fly? Do you have a spreadsheet for stuff? Are you just looking in comments? As far as coming up with new video ideas, when something hits you, are you putting notes on your phone? Are you trying to get it to a computer? What's your creative process at the very beginning?
All of it. Yeah, all of the above. So naturally, comments or video ideas can come from comments, but you have to be careful because comments can be very specific. So somebody might say, hey, can you make a video on how to edit like this particular YouTube channel, or how to do this or how to do that? And instead of trying to please just that one person that might have like an unusual request, I can say that's a good idea, but I need to twist it and make it appeal to a larger audience. Right?
I use a couple things. Oh, sorry. I use Trello. I use Notes app on my phone. So a lot of the time in Trello, I'll have different boards, and it'll be like video ideas that I want to make, or video ideas, mobile creation, video ideas, iMovie editing, video ideas, blah, blah, blah. And each one of the ideas will be a card. And so I can kind of keep track of them there. And if I make a video on it, I can move it over into a column that says like working on it, or scripting, or shooting, and then like move it over into the done, I finished it column. Sure. I also take screenshots of different comments that, like, if I see it on the fly and I was like, oh yeah, this would actually be a really good one, I screenshot it and I save it to an album on in PicMonkey, because also if you have PicMonkey Pro, then you have unlimited photo storage on there as well. So I have a specific file folder that says like video ideas, like screenshots or something like that. I also keep screenshots of like comments that make me feel good, and then also like my really worst comments too. So I have some fun folders there, but I will also do that. And then sometimes I will also just like a one sentence, if something grabs me, I'll put it on a notes thing. Sure. And I also do that for like that intrigue headline. If I wanted to write an Instagram caption or something like that, like I'll keep one-liners there, like, this is the best and worst thing that ever happened to me, or something. And I'll just have like a whole bunch of like one-line sentences. So I'm like, oh, this is what I was supposed to write the Instagram caption on, and kind of take it from there.
I use Google Keep. So to get the idea, I'll scour comments. I'm looking through YouTube. I get inspired by other things, and I use Google Keep because I can keep pictures in there. I can, edit things, drop them in there, save the pictures. I make lists in there, and then because Google Keep will sync across everything for me. That's the one note-taking system that I found that I regularly go back to. Like, I like using it, so that's where I store everything. Everything goes to Google Keep.
Yeah, I used to use Google Keep. I use Trello a little bit. My personal problem, not like first world problems, right? I end up with all these little pieces of content all over the place. And so it's when it comes time to put it all together, I end up with days like today where I'm like, oh, I've got this one really good idea. And then I end up with 10 really good ideas and I end up accomplishing nothing. So that's my own struggle. But somebody in the comments did the, wow, you can really dance.
He went. It's so good. I have one of my dogs where they're doing that to each other. What a coincidence.
That's awesome. What a coincidence.
Doug, what are you using to keep everything together?
I also use Trello, and I dabble in Apple Notes as well, because I can do that on my phone, on my computer. But I before I put it in Trello, I tend to maybe try to dwell on the idea a little while, make sure that it's something that's going to stick with me, not just a fleeting thought. But sometimes the fleeting thought ideas could be the ones that are going to be the bangers. So I don't always write them down, but when I get to the point of writing them down, they go on Trello.
There's so many
thoughts,
apps. Yeah.
Thoughts that almost didn't become videos usually end up being my best videos, which is completely bizarre. Videos that I almost didn't make because I thought either they were too simple or like nobody's going to like this, or it was just like a spur of the moment. Like, you know what? I want to make this video.
Yeah.
And then I make the video and I'm like, nobody's going to watch this, but I don't care. And then it's like, oh, 100,000 views. Holy crap.
It's crazy.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is, there are videos from when I first started making content, from when I was significantly less practiced, significantly less researched. Like, the only research I did was I would get one line of text and be like, I'm going to expand on that. And it all came from, personal experience or that kind of stuff. And so the crazy thing is, some of those videos, I agree with you, Dee, that it's like, it's probably because like your physiology is more natural, your psychology is more comfortable. You're like, hey, I've got this fleeting thought, I'm going to put it together, because it does seem like, again, for me personally, and behind the scenes, you never know exactly how somebody else's analytics are or what their thinking is. But oftentimes behind the scenes, I'll look at it and I'll like do this bang up video, spend 6 hours editing 10 minutes. And I'm like, this is going to crush it. This is, man, I got the B-roll just right and the edits just right. And then it flops. And you're like, it's like, I did all this research. And then all of a sudden you go live for 10 minutes one time and it goes off the charts. It's crazy.
I have this thing to where if I put too much time into research, it almost always flops.
Almost always
flops.
It doesn't matter. Yes.
And it drives me crazy. I'm like, hold on. Like, everything I looked at, like, I'll look at TubeBuddy, I look at Morning Fame, I look at VidIQ, I look at the possibilities, who I'm competing against, and everything is like, go for it. And then I screw it up on the video. I don't know if the hook is wrong. I don't know if my delivery is off. I don't know what it is. Even the thumbnail might have a high click-through rate, but like, I blow it on the video. And I'm like, why is it always the videos that I do the most research on, I screw it up on the video? The audience retention will be terrible. There'll be like a huge cliff at the beginning. I'm like, what did I do? Like, I didn't do anything different here than I normally do, but for this particular topic, I just blew it. I completely blew it.
I've been there.
But then I can just be like, hey, I'm just going to make this spur of the moment video with no research whatsoever. And that's just a rocket that takes off.
Well, I really think it is. I think a lot of the times when people will do so much research and they're trying to present something that is unnatural to them. Yeah. Like, hey, I did all the research, so this is like, it's technically correct, it's technically accurate, but it's not in your form, it's not in your voice, and so it ends up coming off as researched. At least that's been my position.
Well, the problem with that comes, for me anyway, and luckily, most of the videos that I've made for companies, it's a sponsored video or something like that, those generally do well. But you have that added pressure. Like, once you start working with brands and stuff like that, like, you want that to perform. Like, okay, I really want this to perform. So you have to find that balance between like, okay, I know if I put too much research in this, it's gonna flop. It's gonna terribly flop. So you got to do that balancing act between like, I got to research a little bit, but at the same time, I want to keep it loose enough to where I know it's probably going to do okay. Because you want to keep that relationship going. You don't want to tank your videos that you're getting paid for.
I did one with Adobe Spark recently, and it just did not do well either. It was just bad. And I was mad because I had spent some time on that video, but it didn't do well.
Yeah, I had Adobe Spark approach me recently too, but I just haven't done anything with that.
Yeah, me too.
I looked at the app and I didn't like it. So
I was like, well, you can look at my video and you can see what not to do, because apparently people did not like it.
I like Adobe Spark. You don't like the program, Doug, or?
Well, it was just from the initial first impressions that it felt a little clunky to me to figure out how to do things in Adobe Spark. So because I'm used to using Canva because I use Canva quite a lot. So.
Oh, I don't use Canva a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I could see how.
Was it? I believe it's CC. Is that the name from Adobe? CC.
Well, Creative Cloud is just talking about like the apps.
No.
That
I mean
the
rep from Adobe. The were you?
Yeah, the name rings a bell. Yeah.
Yeah, the person who reached out to you was their name CC.
Yes.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, it's like I don't use Adobe Spark. I don't use it.
Yeah.
But I use Photoshop. I use Lightroom. I use Lightroom almost every day on my phone. I love Lightroom. Like I've got all these Adobe apps and I'm like, hey, listen, I use all of this stuff. Like I don't use this, but I use all of this stuff. Like, yeah, well, we're just promoting Spark right now. I'm kind of like, you sure? Because I can do really well with all this other stuff.
Final answer?
Yeah, I could see you doing Adobe Rush. Adobe Rush would be really great on your channel, I'm sure.
I would build out an entire playlist for that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know, they want Spark, so probably not happening.
Man, I cannot figure out Lightroom. I'm so terrible at that app. I use Photoshop. I use Premiere. I can't get comfortable in Lightroom. I have a young lady that works for me, and she's she is phenomenal at Illustrator and Lightroom, and I can't get the hang of it.
Okay, guys, listen.
But that's okay because there's a million other apps that you can use, and you don't have to use it.
That's right.
Like, that's one of the things. Like, don't bang your head against the wall trying to use an app because you think you have to. There's a million other apps out there. Find one you like.
There is. Yeah.
Sorry, you're saying you have to go. You're about to dump all of us.
We were up early. Yeah, I've had enough. We got rid of Zach. Now I got to get rid of him. No, listen, hey,
cheers.
Thank you guys. Thank you for hanging out. This is really cool. I wish you guys would come on more often. It makes
thank you for the invitation,
a lot more
man.
fun. Yeah. So, Mike, thanks for coming on. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Shelley, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your knowledge. Doug, thanks for coming on. I appreciate
Pleasure.
it. Down Under, and thanks everyone in the chat. You guys left some awesome questions today. If I didn't answer your question, I know a lot of questions went into the forum today. I will start next week's stream with those questions, so make sure you come in early for that as soon as I go live, because we'll pick up on those questions. And if you're watching this on the replay and you've made it this far into the stream, which you probably haven't, but thank you, you can go down and leave a comment underneath this live stream, and I will come back and I'll answer your questions there. So thanks to everyone who hang out. Thanks to everyone who joined me here, Mike, Doug, Shelley, and Zach, who is probably passed out by now. Thank you so much. Shelley, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube under Shelley Saves the Day, or if you want to learn more about vertical video, under Vertical Video Vixen.
Doug, where can everybody find you?
YouTube, Doug Houston YT, and on Twitter all the time.
And Mike, we didn't actually introduce what you do in your channel. You want to tell everybody what your channel's about and where they can find you in the event that they want to track you down and show you how to use Lightroom?
Absolutely. I teach Lightroom. No, no, I do leadership education, sales training on my channel, and just recently I've started a new playlist for kind of weekly devotionals, and I'm doing that on live streams simply because I feel like people could use some positivity and some hope. And so that's the direction I'm going with those live streams.
And devotionals, is it faith-based or is it just general?
Primarily faith-based. I did 2 years ago, I did a faith-based devotional where I picked a verse from the Bible each day, and I did that for 365 days. I did it every single day. And so that's sort of the direction. I'm doing it once a week right now on Monday mornings. And so I'm on YouTube, and it's youtube.com/Mike Phillips, or my website is leadtheteam.net, leadtheteam.net. So thanks, Dee. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Have an awesome week. Everybody in the chat, have an awesome week. And if you're going out, if you are hitting the streets, if you are going out and you're protesting, please wear a mask because COVID-19 is still there. Please protect your eyes because those police are going to shoot you in the eyes. I've seen people losing their eyes. Please put on a bicycle helmet or something so you don't get shot in the head with a pellet. Be safe out there, and I will catch you guys next Sunday.